Craving a zero-sugar sweet treat, perfectly caffeinated to keep you cruising all afternoon? Sparkling Ice has just what you need. Presenting the Sparkling Ice Caffeine Soda Shop Collection. Nostalgic flavors like cherry cola, root beer, and orange cream. Modestly caffeinated with 70 milligrams of caffeine for the perfect pick-me-up. Find Soda Shop flavors online or in the sparkling water aisle.
Sometimes it feels like the news is full of things that have never happened before. And that is not exactly true. In fact, it may have happened this very week, hundreds or thousands of years ago. I'm Sally Helm, host of the podcast History This Week from the History Channel. Trade embargoes? Thomas Jefferson tried them. Rent too high? We've been arguing about that for a while. Each episode is proof. The past isn't that far away. Listen to History This Week, available now on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. Cyclosporiasis. If this unusual word sounds familiar, it means that you've been paying attention to the news, because cyclosporiasis, that's the foodborne infection that leads to not just diarrhea, but so-called explosive diarrhea. Now, so far, cyclosporiasis-related runs, they've been reported in 42 of the 50 great United States, with Michigan, by the way, leading the way with 2,640 cases reported to date. But make no mistake, it is a nationwide thing. Now, that said, if you live here in the Seattle-King County area, our cases are at what they call normal levels. And in case you're wondering what our normal levels of explosive diarrhea are, and I know you are, it's 15 cases. Now you know. Do with that information what you will. So what's behind the spread of cyclosporiasis? Well, it's connected to lettuce, but the media is throwing Taco Bell under the poop-filled bus. And while Taco Bell is connected, it is not responsible. Now, in the meantime, while explosive diarrhea is getting all the attention, the OG norovirus, it's doing some damage to the guts as well. But instead of calling Code Brown, norovirus is causing a vomiting epidemic. Now, usually the stuff of cruise ships, apparently norovirus has been wreaking havoc on hikers in Southern California, people in the Northeast, and all parts in between, or as we like to say, across the country. So if you don't have explosive diarrhea, you're probably puking your guts out. At least that's what the news would have us believe. And not just here in the States, but apparently Portugal. That's where norovirus is having another particularly bad outbreak. Good times everywhere on the planet. But it's not always a virus that messes with your guts. It can be food. It can be drink. Sometimes it's stress. A lot of times it's a smell, or sometimes visually. You just see something. Next thing you know, you got to hurl. There are a million different things that can make your guts churn, and that's what we're talking about today. Look, man, you just want your stomach to cooperate. Some days you know it's not going to. Other days, well, the bad news comes out of nowhere. So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We want to know, when did your stomach do you dirty?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Charles, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4562. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeats. Once again, we'll sit and spin. We'll celebrate America's 250th birthday today.
All right.
All right. We have songs that celebrate America.
I assume the happy birthday song is one. Happy birthday. Has anyone done that for the U.S. yet?
Well,
Has it happened?
We missed the date.
Yeah, can't do it.
I mean, look,
can't do it now, sir.
We're going to celebrate 250 years, of course, all year long.
Yeah.
You know, from this point on. I mean, it's just like our radio station. We're 55 years old. We're going to keep on celebrating all year. It's a different kind of birthday on this. Mm-hmm. But some songs about America, and a lot of people, you know, like anything else, if you knew the meaning of half the songs you like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, you would be shocked that you really just, you just kind of hum along, and then maybe one day, like a light bulb clicks off in your head when you hear a lyric or something, and you go, oh, wow.
I'd never realized that.
I did not know that that's what he was saying right there. Like the Guns N' Roses song about, doing that. I did not know. I'd heard that song a million times. Had no idea. Welcome to the Jungle is a perfectly good example.
Sure.
What is that song about, everybody?
Well, the jungle here in Seattle.
That's right. Welcome to the Jungle is about Seattle, even though they're an L.A. band.
And everyone assumed it was about L.A. Yeah. And then you find out, like, no, man, Axl visited Seattle, basically saw under I-5, roughly where we're at. Mm-hmm. It's like, God damn,
what is going on in that asshole? Yeah. Jesus Christ, people. We thought L.A. was dirty. But songs about America are equally as confusing. When you watch politicians come out, and they'll do their thing, and they got some kind of song in the back.
Like Bruce Springsteen.
Like Born in the USA.
And Bruce Springsteen had to point out, like, hey, man, I don't think you want to play that
right.
as a motivation for people to vote for you.
I was looking at a list of some of these songs they put on there. Some of these lists are like 50 songs to celebrate America. And one was a song we played. It is Lenny Kravitz, American Woman.
I don't think they understand.
Okay. So just so you understand, all right, this is a cover song that Lenny did.
That's number one.
Number two, the band is the
I
Guess
did not
Who.
know until right now that's a cover song.
That's not his song.
No,
right?
it's the Guess Who. The Guess Who are they're in the Canadian Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They've won Juno Awards.
Again,
they're
Canadian
part of
band.
Bachman Turner Overdrive family, all that deal. American Woman is don't stay away from me. I don't want to don't be near me.
But he says it clearly in the
whole
song.
song.
There's nothing subtle about it.
Mama, let me be. Stay away. That's the song. So
he says, "Get away from me." I don't know how you misread that.
Almost every almost every CCR song that you know and love is a protest song from the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
whether they mention America or not. I mean, all those traditional songs are like that, and people play them all the time. But these are apparently, I guess, more patriotic, so to speak.
Yeah,
as far as the root, a couple on here are a little bit ridiculous.
Are they the stupid ones? I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Those were options. Okay.
I mean, come on.
We've got one on here that's
because no one listens. Look, people kind of know the song. I don't care how patriotic you are. On July 4th, you did not put on Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Right.
That was not on your July 4th
with the World
playlist.
Cup, though, I've been listening to a lot more. Like, I like that
Yankee
song.
Doodle Dandy show?
No.
Exactly.
Like Over There from World War I.
Over there.
Are you kidding me?
Over there.
I'll hook you up. I got that out. I'm ready to go.
You got Yankee Doodle Dandy?
Yankee Doodle? No. I don't think I can Yankee. Yeah. America.
After we lost to
Freedom.
Belgium, I was at a bar down at Pioneer Square. Jimmy's on first after the game, kind of later in the night, and I'm not sure how it happened, but we all sang "God Bless America."
And a lot of songs are just they're regional, but they represent. Hell, they're playing country roads all the time. Every sporting event.
Oh, yeah.
Chicago, the band. There's so many different bands. They all come up on these lists just based on their names. Like America had a horse with no name.
Yeah.
One of the songs is about a soccer team in the top 10.
All right.
In the top 10. Mm-hmm. It's by Elton John. You know the song, Ted?
Oh, the English guy, Elton John, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American patriotic song about a soccer team by Elton John.
No, they think it's an American patriotic song.
No, but it's about a soccer team.
Yeah.
And it's written by Elton John because the owner of the soccer team. But it shows up on the list, just like Freebird or whatever. Sweet Home Alabama. It's coming up at 4:30. We've got 10 songs to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Now on to explosive diarrhea. One thing we have noticed is every single headline, Google this, it's factual, look in news when you Google, every headline does not just say diarrhea.
No. It is specifically.
It's now, this is the year of explosive diarrhea. Yeah. I don't know what this, it's CNN, ABC, NBC,
we could not find
BBC.
They all say
people.
Explosive. But, Mike, you did the research
Reader's
yesterday.
Digest.
There is a difference between diarrhea and explosive. So they're being very clear with this. They're being very, and Miles and I couldn't stop laughing because they're not being gratuitous. They're just like, look, man, this does not give you diarrhea. X-Lax gives you diarrhea. This thing, whatever the hell it's called, this is explosive diarrhea. And every freaking headline has the word explosive in there.
For example, when you vomit, all right? We were talking about this before. Have you ever done a shot and it just doesn't sit in
the
your
bungee
stomach,
shot.
Right? Yeah, and it just comes right back up, man. It's like, it explodes out of your mouth.
You can't stop it. There's nothing you can do.
But no one says explosive vomiting.
Nope.
They might...
Because it's not explosive vomiting.
You do say projectile vomiting.
Projectile.
You do say
Maybe
projectile.
that's
but you don't say projectile diarrhea.
But
and projectile vomiting generally is going to be a child that doesn't say hey, and they just go.
Well, I think both can be true of both orifices. As far as I think if you measures the speed and the volume.
But I think you say projectile because with most projectiles, if you do it right, you can aim it.
Yeah.
So it's like projectile vomit. I'm going to put my face over the toilet.
Well, this is
the diarrhea. It's like, look, man, wherever you are, this is happening.
This is the only story where they kind of describe it differently. It says, okay, the outbreak tied to explosive diarrhea has hit Michigan the hardest. But they say nearly 1,000 people in Michigan have been diagnosed with a parasitic infection that can cause weeks of, quote, watery diarrhea, making it the largest outbreak in state history.
All diarrhea is watery.
One of the nation's largest in years. Yeah, exactly. It's like saying meaty steak.
You ever had a dry diarrhea? I mean, I haven't.
No deaths reported.
Right. I'll call that a fart.
That's a fart. Yeah. I mean, you have gas. Right?
Dry diarrhea
is
AKA
gas.
a fart.
Now, they call this a cyclospora infection. Investigators have been going on to 28 other states about these illnesses, including Ohio, which is just down the street, where people just across the border there are also now becoming sick. They announced the outbreak last week. They were aware of more than 170 cases. Blah, 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 blah. They say cyclospora surges can be tricky to investigate, and food poisoning sources can be hard to establish. But there is clearly a linked outbreak happening right now. I don't know if they know what that is exactly.
Talked to my wife this morning. She's throwing out the bagged lettuce in our refrigerator. I said, look, this is not a problem I'm going to have, but I understand your... She's like, I don't know.
Right.
I do not know, so I'm just getting rid of it.
Okay. So now...
It's crazy.
But look, I get it, because she's like, look, I don't want explosive diarrhea. I said, well, it's unlikely that the lettuce we have... She goes, unlikely is not a guarantee. Which, trust me, does not break my heart to throw away lettuce, but I know she likes the bag salads and all that.
What is the dates on it?
They don't know yet, man. That's the thing. They're just kind of saying, look, it's linked to this lettuce, and I believe they think it's linked to this one farm, but this one particular farm, this is not like your dad's farm.
No.
They supply everybody, and Taco Bell is one of the restaurants they supply, okay? Mm-hmm. But the way the media's been spending it, they're like, look out for Taco Bell. Taco Bell's like, look, people have made fun of us for giving them diarrhea for years. We're telling you, this is not us. And they pulled those ingredients. So if Taco Bell's going to give you diarrhea, that's just good old-fashioned Taco Bell. But they're like, look,
now,
we stopped doing it, but can you stop saying it is us? There's a lot of other restaurants that sell it, but more people go to Taco Bell than the average place.
Now the good news is, like back in the COVID days, you get an email that says, "Hey, one of your coworkers has picked up COVID. Just so you know, if you've been in the office X amount of days, whatever, it's out there." I'm glad they don't do that with explosive diarrhea.
Well, it's not contagious.
Well, I know that.
If it was.
Exactly.
But hey.
Yeah. If you need
Gary's
anything from
home
Miles today, call him there. It's got explosive diarrhea.
You're about to get it, man.
I mean, no one's raising their hand on this. I don't know anyone who's
You wouldn't tell someone?
I know people who've been really sick this year.
I would say it. Like if I said, look,
I would tell you.
Castle, I think I have whatever the virus is called. Why? Because I have explosive diarrhea, and I don't normally have explosive diarrhea. I need to go home.
I think you would also say something like, because I had a buddy that had this like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's this.
But had explosive diarrhea.
Basically, what did he phrase it? Just like, I can't leave the house.
Right. See, that's
right. And it's like, he didn't even have to say it. It was understood. He was like, my stomach does not feel right. I have not been able to leave the house for 2 days. I was like, understood. Right? I got you.
I think I've ever known it says, it's my stomach. I'm like, it is not my stomach. It is my ass. My stomach is fine.
Right now, we've got 22 cases in King County, meaning they've been reported, not all finalized. Statewide, we're sitting at normal levels, I guess. It's basically like, look, you drink this, you eat this, you get this.
Yeah.
So that's all it is. I mean, you're either going to hit the lottery on explosive diarrhea or not.
Well, I was saying to Mike during the break, too, like, luckily this year, like, I don't think I got the flu or anything. Like, if I've had diarrhea, it's all been self-induced.
Yeah, a lot of time, you know.
know.
I had chicken wings and 18 beers.
But dude, I mean, I don't think that counts.
It does.
I mean, I guess
it's like waking up with a hangover. Like, you kind of expected it.
Sure.
Yeah. And you knew you had a little much.
But it's still what did you dirty.
Right. I mean, but you know that you already know the risk going in.
You do, but you're not thinking about it. I never think like, hey, I drank all this beer tomorrow. I might worry about my hangover, but if I'm rocking the toilet, like, oh, damn, I should know, but that's probably not top
Even
of
like
mind.
4th of July. I knew when I went back for more ribs. I knew when I went back for more beans. I knew what I was doing to my body. There was no question about what was going to happen. Did that stop me? No, absolutely not. I kept going up and getting more food.
Sure.
Because it was a buffet, and it was barbecue, and they had brisket, and it was delicious.
But it still does your stomach dirty.
I knew
it
it
doesn't
was
matter
gonna
if
happen.
you know in advance.
I could have not eaten that.
You could have.
But I did. But no, that's not. I'm willing to take this
Sure.
head on and just say, look, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. Let's see. They got 7 cases down in Oregon. The problem is that they say that this is one of the more underreported diseases. I think we can all.
Because people are embarrassed.
Yeah, exactly. So they say that they.
And
they
I don't
differ.
think most, generally speaking, I don't think you go to the doctor or call 911 because you have diarrhea.
No,
Right. I have never gone to the
look.
doctor because I was pooping my brains out.
It can cause severe dehydration.
Sure.
That's the only
to the point.
right.
You know
So
what I mean?
you gotta keep fluids in, but I'm
Yeah.
with Miles. That's the only thing where it gets kind of dangerous.
Exactly.
Sure. But you're not calling the hospital, you know?
No, I'm with you.
That's why it's underreported.
Drink some electrolytes,
So-
get some Gatorade, and try and just hope you get through it.
They say that 10%
And
of
don't
patients
get it at work because the toilet paper sucks.
require hospitalization. All right, so 10%. The majority of people sick were female, 60%. Woo woo. And the age.
So we're safe.
Well, we're safer than they are.
Salad. Salad, man.
Is that the correlation?
Look, we go to the restaurant, and even though my wife wants fries, I know she's going to eat half of mine, but when they ask her what her side is, she's going to say salad. I will never say that. So more
She
than
does
likely,
do the salad.
sometimes.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
eat a salad every night, but I mean.
she'll usually do. Yeah, she'll
If
get a
I'm
salad.
out, then I'd change up my
She'll
my
get a
strategy.
salad at the watering hole, man.
I'm not getting a salad.
And there's nothing wrong with the salad there. I'm just saying, like, look, they have like a Philadelphia cheesesteak. They have good pub grub. They have onion rings. But she'll get a salad. And I'm like, okay.
I got a no salad at the bar rule.
I think it's ridiculous. But
Chicken Caesar salad, you get that. At the
Yeah,
bar.
but you should get a chicken wrap, you see. Or
You can, but I'm just saying, I've
okay.
done it.
They say several Taco Bells across country pulled the produce from the menu.
Taco Bell's like, really? Come on, man.
There's other places out there that have lettuce, tomato, all these things.
But
cilantro,
only Taco Bell.
guacamole, pico. Taco Bell is posting notices at some locations, just saying that they can't serve it. They would rather not give you whatever this
So
is.
they're being proactive and good,
That is
as
correct.
opposed to other.
That
But
is
they're getting
correct.
thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, those who are suspected to be sickened with cyclosporiasis. Cyclosporiosis?
Hold on. What are you Sploriasis? You make it sound gross.
Cyclosporiasis.
I'm saying aces.
Sporiasis, no.
I mean, it should be asses, all things considered.
We were talking about this earlier, too. Why can't they just say it's explosive diarrhea? Make it easy for
Cut
everybody.
to the quick.
Yeah,
If the doctor said to me, hey, man, you have cyclosporiasis, asses, whatever. If I have the follow-up question, is what does that mean? And he says explosive diarrhea. I'm like, then tell me that.
They say you should wash your hands all the time when you're handling food. Wash all your produce. Scrub your firm fruit and vegetable items. Bless you. Cut away any damage at your bruised area. Refrigerate cooked fruits and vegetables as soon as possible. They also advise avoiding contaminated food and water and thoroughly cooking washed produce.
I do some of that.
Like raspberries.
I mean, people would avoid it if they know it. The issue is they don't know what the lettuce is.
But is it so? Much like Taco Bell apparently is the only restaurant behind this. Is there anything other than lettuce? Because I just keep reading Taco
I
Bell
just
and
hear
lettuce.
lettuce,
But
yeah.
if they're saying, hey, wash all your produce, that just tells me don't trust any of it. Right?
I mean, that is the giant issue, too, with the giant farms. Like, basically, all the carrots come from the same farm.
Right.
Well,
so it's the thing
they just
supply-
package it
Same with the
different.
cilantro. It's all
But
going to be
think about it.
it's going to be traced back to California. You realize this, more than likely.
But Taco Bell's part of what, the Yum family brand? I believe it is, right? But they own like 5 other things. I don't know if it's whatever. If you can find a Taco Bell that's like connected, I don't know, like the other like Pizza Hut and all that, like then they all use it, man. So just avoid. I don't know. I wouldn't say avoid Taco Bell, but again, this is weird to me because I don't eat vegetables. So like nothing really changed in my world. I was saying that to my wife.
Well,
I'm
Taco
like,
Bell,
you know,
let's be honest. You can order your tacos supreme. They had, what, tomatoes and sour
Yeah, but they're gutting the entire. They're
But they
gutting the
don't-
entire menu essentially.
because they're not sure if
There's
the
no
tomatoes
lettuce.
have
There's
it,
no
too.
pico. There's no guacamole.
Yeah, just serve regular American plain ass tacos
That's
and
what I'm
bean
saying.
burritos.
Yes.
No lettuce. no pico, so there goes the tomatoes.
All right.
No guac, no cilantro, no onions. It's just going to be meat and cheese.
No onions. That's tough.
Ooh,
Well,
loving
I
onions,
mean,
man.
golly.
Yeah, like that's the one vegetable I eat. Keep onions out.
You could go to McDonald's and none of this will come on a hamburger if you don't want it to, you know? Or be on a hamburger. But if you're going to Taco Bell, every single one of these things is on these things.
Don't say a word.
All right, let's take a break real quick here. When did your stomach...
You're right.
You're hopefully.
When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joshua. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello?
Hola.
Hey, fellas. You can hear me good?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we got
you.
Awesome. So, this took place when I was a kid. I think I was like 8 years old. It was during the summer. My dad coached high school football, and they were doing summer practices. And this day was particularly hot, so I was inside one of those, portable classrooms that had AC in it.
Yeah.
Well, I got the feeling that I needed to go. So I went to where the locker room was, and it was locked. Oh, no. This was probably the worst thing that 8-year-old me has ever come across. So I go around the school looking for my dad. I don't know where they're at. They're probably just off, I came to find out they were off doing flipping tractor tires.
All right.
So I was just running around the building, clenching myself, thinking, "Oh no, I haven't pooped my pants since I was a baby. This is going to happen again. What is my dad going to think?" Until eventually somebody went out of the girls' locker room, and I said, "F it, I need to go." I sprinted through there and then went through the girls' locker room. Didn't use it there. We went to the boys' locker room. It was, yeah.
But you made it.
Well, I mean, it was traumatizing enough where you still remember it today.
And you were 8.
Exactly.
Yeah. And by the way, those temporary trailers, they're not temporary. They're still there.
Yeah, so they call them
60
temporary.
years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
Temporary.
yeah, they're here for a little while. We get our new annex. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're a great workout for linemen.
But the trailers?
Oh, you're talking about the tires. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
trailers.
the tires.
No, I'm talking about the trailers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking about the trailers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
Temporary.
What did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
You ever run into the women's bathroom because you had to go? Whether it's number one or number two.
no.
I peed in the women's bathroom once. Actually twice. Now I'm thinking about it. When Robin was with us, I don't remember what was going on in the men's bathroom. It's not like anyone comes to work. So maybe it was out of order or something, but I am dying. And Robin said, look, the only other female in the building is not in there. So go in there and do it quick. And even though no one was in there, it still felt weird. Yeah. All they do was pee.
Have you ever accidentally walked into the women's bathroom?
Yes.
I've done that a few
and
times.
then you make eye contact, and you're like, "Oh my god, I am so sorry," because the look they're giving you is you creepy mother, and
It's
you're like,
I'm
"Oh
not,
my
man."
god, I
did not know.
damn you, Outback Steakhouse." That was the first time I ever did. I was like 16
You
or
did it
17.
at an Outback? Oh, because Sheila's and...
There was 2 times I've done it. Once was like some kind of symbol that I didn't recognize, and then like that. So I don't know what the other thing was.
I think they're asking for it when
It was
you
like
do that.
I know, but it was something
Just
like
say men and women's. You know, when it's
it
like,
was
this
dumb.
is Sheila's.
I should have known better. It was like lads and lassies, or it's something like that. You know, where I just
Right.
it's right there, and I
Yeah.
should have done the math, and I still just walked in.
I've definitely done it sometimes it's like one and you just go men
Either
right,
left
men,
or right, yeah.
And you just kind of make the wrong call. Then you walk in, you see a woman, you go, all right.
I told you, man, it's SeaTac, one of the gates. It's a unisex bathroom. And it's not that it's a big deal because they're all stalls and they're almost floor-to-ceiling doors. So you can't see anything. But just the one and only time I used it there, probably about a year ago, I'm lighting it up in a stall, right? So it's all the sound and fury. But when I open the door, the only other person standing there is a woman washing her hands. It was to make the eye contact in the mirror. And clearly she's conveying, like, I heard that and I know it was you. And it's just a horrible feeling. A terrible feeling, man.
You can hear it through a concrete wall in here.
I have heard it once.
Yeah.
It's a former
I'm
coworker.
talking like cinder blocks,
Oh, yeah. She was...
like cinder block fig,
She
concrete
was
wall.
handling her business. I did not
Those
know.
walls, though, are very suspect.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah. Because, like, if I'm in there during a commercial break and have to do some business, like, I can hear you two walk in and, like, walk down the hall to your desk.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can hear the toilet flush from our desk.
Yeah.
And I've heard a former coworker of ours, female, we had walked into the bathroom at the same time, one of those things. I'm just peeing. She obviously was not. But, I mean, it's being broadcast, and I felt bad because I'm like, she probably doesn't know that I can hear everything that's going on there. But obviously, she's not
They're probably
feeling
thinking
great,
the exact same thing.
I guess.
When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Paul. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, so this is not me. This is my brother-in-law, but it's a
Sure.
Yeah, right.
Throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they go, him and his dad's cousin, they go into Walmart. And they all go their separate ways. He went to look at, some ammo or something. I don't know. Well, my father-in-law and his cousin, they get done with their shopping, and they're looking all over for my brother-in-law. Can't find him anywhere. They call his cell phone. Doesn't answer his cell phone. So they go out to the car, to see if maybe he went to the car. Well, they find out that his cell phone is in the car. So this has been about 15 minutes, they can't go out. Curtis, my father-in-law says, well, did you check the bathroom? And they said, nope. Well, so he goes into the bathroom, and he says, his name's Paul. He says, Paul, are you in there? And he goes, thanks, Dad. He goes, you need to buy me shoes, socks, underwear, pants, shirt.
Well, what a convenient place to do this.
Yeah,
all
Walmart.
things considered, you're not in a Home Depot. You don't have to buy coveralls.
But,
Well, yeah. Well, he had not got his pants all the way down. It came off of the back of the wall and splattered on the back of his shirt. All over the back of his pants, his shoes. And then he was sitting in there buck naked, waiting for his dad, because he's trying to clean himself up with anything that didn't have, obviously, feces on it. So the worst part was, his dad goes and gets them all, brand new stuff, and they're walking back out to the car, and he goes, oh, man. And Curtis goes, what? He goes, I left my wallet in my pants.
oh, no.
He had to go back in there, dig through all the that were in the garbage to get his wallet out.
Are they solo bathrooms, man, or is it like, multiple people can be in there?
Yeah.
No, it's multiple. And he was literally cleaning himself buck naked luckily, when he said there was nobody in there, when he was sitting at the sink trying to wash his junk, and I'm like, oh, my God.
I mean, look, I will say this. If I had to be absolutely naked to clean poop off of myself, Walmart is the place I would feel
There's
most
some
comfortable.
normalcy there.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I think
for
people just go.
affordability,
It's so much better than a Waffle House.
yeah, if you got to get all that, you need stuff, Walmart's the spot to be.
Yeah.
But if you told me, hey, man, just do me a favor and buy me clothes, I'm buying you the most embarrassing clothes in the world.
Like, you can't do that at a Lowe's. That's what I'm saying. Like,
No.
Yeah, you can't find the stuff you need. You're buying a $400 pair of work boots to just have shoes.
That is a good point. Yeah,
like
man,
coveralls.
You're wearing Carhartt coveralls and boots.
It's expensive.
when I had that accident driving up 95 from the Outer Banks, I just didn't make it to that gas station in time, and legend has it the underwear is still in there.
They're still there.
Still in the bathroom?
I assume. I have no idea. Somewhere.
Did you ever pull over and get some more clothes?
Nah.
Nah, held it.
I just cleaned up, and I was already right because I was going from the Outer Banks in North Carolina back up to D.C. So, I was probably somewhere in Virginia. So I was just like, oh, screw it. I cleaned it up. I'll risk it.
Yeah, my son, when we were younger, and he's a very clean kid, right? Hygiene is everything. And we had to stop at like a truck stop kind of thing. He had to go to the bathroom. So he goes in. When he walks out, he is angry. I'm like, what happened, man? It's just, I guess, I did not go in to investigate, but based on his description, somebody had a bad moment, did not make So I guess her underwear is still in there. There's like a sock or something. So when he walked out, he's just he lost faith in humanity.
Yeah.
He was angry. And I'm like, look, dude, don't let it bug you. It wasn't you. He was like, Dad, it was everywhere. I'm like, no, I understand. Mm-hmm. Well, did you wash your hands? He's like, no, it was on the handles of the faucet to the sink.
Man.
And it was hard not to laugh. I'm like, look, I get it, man. He was pissed about that for 30 minutes. On this drive. You just would not stop talking
sometimes when you're
about
driving too, I'm just going to use the Pennsylvania Turnpike, right?
Yeah.
They have travel plazas.
Right.
That have clean bathrooms and restaurants and fast food.
Also showers.
Yeah.
Right. Then
Travel
there's
plaza.
just rest areas.
Entirely different.
It's a zoo in the rest areas.
I'll tell you, the grossest bathroom.
And there's always only one toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like
You gotta use the one.
trough urinals, but if you have to sit down as a guy, like
You hover.
even the ones on I-5, if you're going down to Oregon, there is one esser in each of those bathrooms.
Yeah.
Like
That's
9,
it.
10 people can pee. Only one person. There's a line of people behind you when you're peeing.
Right.
Who are waiting to get into that one stall that's not moving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jesus. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Saul. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, how's it going?
Hola. Good, Saul. How are you, man?
It's Sal, but no big deal.
Sal.
Oh, what's up, Sal?
What up, Ted? All right, so about 10 plus years ago, I was still active duty military at the time, and that plays into the story later on. I went to visit my buddy in Charleston, South Carolina, and at the time, my favorite thing to do is drink Crown Royal and basically just water. And for 2 days straight, all I did was Crown Royal and water, and it did really good for me until the Sunday, the third day. The third day, I woke up and had the worst case of bubble guts. But I'm used to having bubble guts, so it's no big deal. So I kind of just powered through it. And he asked me, he said, hey, you want to go to this sports pub, watch some football? And I love watching football. And he loves Raiders, and he likes watching crappy football too. And so we're watching the game, and like halfway through it, it's almost halftime. And I know my bubble guts are spinning. And I was thinking to myself, the best time to go to the bathroom is before halftime, because at halftime, everything's going to get crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as I stood up, I got the face sweats and like the mouth drools. And I know that if I get the face sweats with the bubble guts, I know something's going to happen. And anytime this has happened in the past, I know I have 5 minutes. I have like a 5-minute shot clock that stands over top of me, staring me down as it counts down, because I have more losses than wins when it comes to this. It's kind of like Ted versus the FCC. Straight there, Ted.
Wow. It's been a rough year.
Yeah. But so the 5-minute counter is going off. No big deal. There's probably a bathroom inside this bar. So I walk inside the bathroom. There's only one stall, and I see one dude's shoes. And so I'm sitting there kind of, pacing back and forth, doing all the things you got to do before you have to crap. The next thing you know, we're about a minute and a half into my shot clock. And finally, I kind of scream underneath the toilet, like, dude, I got to go real bad. And not one foot movement, not one comment. Screw that dude. I was angry. So I abandoned the whole idea of using that toilet. I then went back inside the bar, and Larry's still watching his crappy Raiders game. And I was like, Larry, I got to poop real bad. And he's like, why are you telling me? And I was like, dude, I got to go real bad. I don't know what to do. He's like, all right, well, what are you going to do? Outside the bar in the distance, you can see McDonald's, but it is far from there. I was like, I'm going to make it to McDonald's. And he was like, dude, that's too far. I don't think you're going to make it for how panicked you look. I was like, I got this.
You make this sound like an action movie.
Yeah,
You're not going to make it, man.
I've got to.
I've failed so many times in my life. I was going to make this. This had to be a victory. So I go out on my adventure through the parking lot, and he said he was crazy watching me walk out there because my hands were pumping kind of awkward, like I was like milking a cow. I don't know what I was doing. But I'm walking across the parking lot, and like halfway through, I almost lost it. I like bent over, and I was like, oh, no, here it comes. I got reverse Lamaze, started doing some breaths, trying to keep this demon baby in. And I made it through that little struggle. I was like, all right, I'm down to like 2 minutes left. I got to get there. So I make it all the way to the edge of the street light. And now this is Charleston, South Carolina, like at 2 p.m. It is church traffic everywhere. And I play Frogger across the road trying to duck and dive and make sure I don't get hit by a car. Because I can envision myself getting hit by this car and then just the rain of poop going against like the window. I can just see it happening, and it's going to be horrific. So finally, I made it across the street. We're down to 1 minute. And I storm through that McDonald's bathroom, and I feel the victory because, when you get close to it, it's time to go. I go in there, and they have one stall, and there's one dude, and his shoes are showing. And I was like, bro, I got to poop so bad. And that dude didn't say a word, didn't move his feet, nothing. I am panicky, and I know this is it. This is the end. So I blasted the McDonald's, and I'm banging on doors. I was like, windows, there's a whole line of like streets, a bunch of shops over there. I'm banging on glass. Everything's closed because it's Sunday. And there was one guy to my left, and he was like, what's the matter? I was like, I got to poop. So I didn't have time. I basically just dropped my pants, dropped my shorts, and I just let it go. Now, this is the best and worst feeling in the world. For one, the dude next to me who saw me do this is screaming at me. He's like, dude, my kid's in the car. I was like, does it look like I want to poop here?
It doesn't look like I want to poop here.
So at this point, I'm like obviously in the hunched over position, and I'm staring at my shorts and underwear. Now, usually I have a rule. If I'm going to have an explosion in the toilet, I know not to push, because if you push, you got to clean up a mess because of splashback. Now, I know that I don't have the same concerns here, so I pushed with all my might to make sure that I don't hit my pants and my shorts. And I noticed that I didn't hit anything. I was like, man, this is the best feeling in the world. As I bring my head up to look, it is the worst feeling in the world, because in front of me, 20 feet in front of me, is the lady at the drive-thru at McDonald's watching me do this. She's probably a 19-year-old black chick. Her mouth is agape, seeing this devil just completely unleashed on this building right across from her. And there is a line of cars at McDonald's watching me do all this. And I'm not some crackhead. I'm not to do any military. And I think to myself, I'm going to get arrested, and this is going to be the worst thing possible. So I'm sitting there in the same squatter position. I called Larry, and I was like, Larry, I need you right now. He was like, what happened? I was like, I pooped outside. He was like, bro, I can see you from the window. So I said, dude, whatever you do, just come give me some paper towels, give me some Kleenex, something. Now, mind you, Larry's one of my best friends, and we mess with each other a lot. We love seeing each other in horrible predicaments. The dude came up skipping. He loved this. He loved this moment. He loved everything about it. He has his phone out. He's ready to call me. He walks up and he goes, oh, my God. And he closes his phone. He goes, oh, my God, you're a disgusting animal. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I can't even record this. This is absolutely horrible. He just throws me the roll of paper towels. He's like, yeah, clean yourself up. You're disgusting. I cleaned myself up as best as possible, went back to the bar. I think I had myself an Irish car bomb, and that was the end of that day.
And you went for the Irish car bomb.
Irish car bomb. Golly. That's a doozy.
That is a lot. Hey, man, my kid's in the car.
I like that.
Look like water poopy.
You want to have an argument in that moment.
Sport, yeah. It's tough, too, when you're watching sports.
What do you mean?
Like, I had to look it up, but it was Floyd Mayweather Jr., Marquez.
Okay.
I'm in San Francisco. So it's like a sports bar, right? But it's in the evening. I think a lot of people, Marquez, I believe, was like Mexican or whatever. So like a lot of people are cheering for him. But same thing like Miles was saying, this bathroom in this place was just one toilet and one urinal. So you're just kind of like back to back with somebody and just like, screw it, I'll pee.
Yeah.
So it's boxing. So I'm waiting. My stomach is not feeling well. Everybody runs. A round starts, and I got 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I did not make it in those 3 minutes. And then when I came out, there is just a line of like 5 deep. And like the first guy goes in, and just one of those like, God damn it. I mean, to the point of like, I was standing there with my buddy. Like, I had almost, kind of like Sal, I had almost left the bar. It was so bad. You know, you're just like sweating. And he's like, just do it. And I'm like, man, there's only one toilet. People are going to hate me.
Right.
But for the rest of that fight, I remember every time I take a sip of beer, I could just see like these 3 dudes in the corner grilling me. I was like, they are mad.
They're that mad.
Yeah. I mean, well, and I'm trying to think like, you know, like you go to Sluggers, like it's one of those, like this was like one of those
super narrow
bars. And like, it's in the back. There's not another door like Sluggers.
Pardon me, sorry.
Yeah. So the smell is just kind of. Yeah.
Damn, man.
Oh, God, it was awful.
Where did you bomb, Miles? What was the, some little fancy-ass restaurant or something?
Yeah, in Wallingford. I mean, I felt so bad. It was just right by the kitchen. Like, it was right by the wait station. It was right by, like, there was just one little window, and it had, like, kind of a curtain, and the bathroom was right beside that. And, I mean, it was a teeny tiny bathroom. It was bad. It was real bad. And they had all the windows open because they really didn't have air conditioning. So like the whole place, like the kitchen was hot. Now I'm making it hotter. And you can just see the guy just like his head was turning. He was trying to get his nose to escape it.
Get away from the stick.
Cutting onions just to cut them.
Yeah, I was sweating. I was sweating. She's like, "What happened?" I was like, "I don't want to talk about it." When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles Miles and Thrill.
Not so good at all down in Arizona. Adventurers coming off the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon are reporting more than just one sore muscle or two. National Park Service says it's probing a string of illnesses in rafters who have developed fever, chills, headaches, breathing trouble, fatigue, body and joint aches, swelling, and more. One rafter guy from Utah named Matthew Wappett told NBC News a skin knee ballooned and reddened mid-trip, then gave way to days of a flu-like misery. It feels like I did a hard workout every day, even though I've done nothing but just sit on my ass. Wappett later found others online describing similar post-rafting symptoms. Investigators are zeroing in on a possible culprit, but they don't yet have quite the smoking gun. One theory is what they call valley fever, which is a fungal lung infection caused by inhaling spores common in the Southwest. Another is leptospirosis, a treatable bacterial disease spread through the water or soil contaminated by infected animals and fecal matter. Also, tick and mosquito-borne illnesses are also on the list. There's quite a lot going on down there.
Is your daughter down there right now?
Oh, yes, she is. She's rafting the Colorado River. In fact,
good.
Yes, with her mom. So
Do they have bug spray?
Yeah, exactly. All right. 50-50.
Yeah.
What?
Do they have bug spray?
I don't know.
But keep in mind, a lot of it's the water, too, man.
All right,
and they're in the river doing what they're doing.
It's the only place they're going to be the entire time. She's like, Dad, I can't talk to you for like a week. I was like, why? She's like, I'm in the Grand Canyon. Like, we don't have cell service. I'm like, all right, good luck.
Yeah, have fun.
Hope I hear from you again. They're not canceling trips, though. They're urging rafters instead to use insect repellent, sport long-sleeve shirts, and seek medical care quickly if symptoms appear. They're asking anyone sick on a Grand Canyon rafting trip to email the public health so they can kind of keep up with the amount of incidents and just understand what's really going on down there.
And, of course, you can't reach your daughter to find out how she's doing.
That'd be a terrible place, though, to have that situation going on. Now, granted, and that's what they're saying a lot of this is, not a lot of this, but people do use the bathroom in the river.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole deal.
I mean, if I'm in a raft and I got to go, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And the canyons at some point are very narrow, so there's no real room to kind of even, portage to the
And
side.
it's hot out.
And get off the river. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brent. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, it's your boy Brent in Port Townsend.
Hola!
Hey, boys. This story is called Mariners, Garlic Fries, Tallulah Bell, and the Crab Boat.
Okay. All right. I think I read it to my kids when they were younger.
So, back in the day for Corey's, I'm waiting for a buddy. He does a no-show. The bar empties out because the game starts. I look at the bartender. I was like, dude, I think I should go sell these tickets. He's like, ask the girl into the bar. She got stood up. I go down there. Her name is Tallulah Bell. And she's just beautiful. We go to the game. We're having a great time. Garlic.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
I would be warned already, Tallulah Bell. I'm like, I'm out.
And he's gone.
I'm not taking you anywhere.
Why not? Tallulah Bell.
You're beautiful and your name's Tallulah Bell. Like, I'm going to get a knife in the back.
Yeah, but you're looking for one night.
Yeah, with the
not a
knife in the back.
relationship.
No,
Well,
I know that
sure.
one night and then a knife in the back.
Yeah, but that's a story. I would rather tell that story than the I was attacked by a shark story. We all show up at the bar. We have our scars. Ted, I know you love the shark thing. So Ted says, look, man, I was attacked by a great white. I was surfing, whatever. All right? And there's a scar.
Want to see the scar?
And I lift my shirt and they're like, wow, how'd you get your scar? One night staying with some chick named Tallulah Bell. And even when they look at me and say, well, how did you not know? I'm like, oh, I knew. I knew this was coming, man. But
All right,
I'm
before
doing
we
it.
get on her name, though, Mike, do you know, does that end with him having an issue with garlic fries? Or
He had an issue with garlic fries.
Oh.
After the game, while they were both horizontal.
During.
See, Tallulah Bell's fine. We got to worry about this guy.
Yeah. The old mudslide.
He did it during.
During.
Oh, man.
Well, let him call back. Yeah. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah. I'll get him.
All right.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, hola.
Hola.
So I do outside sales, right? And every day I'm on the road, up and down I-5, 405, 167. So this is like 4 years ago down 167 near Kent. And I sell credit card services to restaurants.
All right.
And my main client is Mexican restaurants. So I get a lot of tacos and burritos for free along with my job. It just comes with the job, nothing I can do, right?
That's awesome.
And, so with Mexican food, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it lands right, sometimes it doesn't. And there's one time near Kent, it didn't land right, and I was just driving around for my next appointment, looking around where to go, and I finally saved the Safeway right next to 167. It's not the best one, but I was like, F it, let's just go. And there's a line, so I'm just waiting in line, just trying not to, explode.
Wait, there's a line to get into the Safeway bathroom?
Yeah, because plot twist, there's a homeless guy in the handicap stall just going crazy, just talking to himself. The managers, they're trying to get him out, and they're like, hey, there's this guy here. It's up to you if you want to go, and I just risk it. And I just go in there, and this guy's just talking to himself, and I just try to concentrate. And I'm just doing my business. Number two, relieving myself. And then this guy starts saying, oh, no, make it stop, and just starts pounding on my stall, telling me to stop. I can't. Once you start, you can't stop, right? And then he gets out of his stall and starts kicking down my door, like literally kicking it, telling me to stop, yelling at me. I'm freaking out, and it just seemed like the longest 2 minutes of my life. But it went by pretty quick, actually, because the manager stepped in and they were able to get security and get the guy out. But it was just like, I was just ready, tell myself I got to scrap with my pants down right now. And I just finished, washed my hands, and I just, walk out there looking at the floor, trying to not make eye contact with anybody, but it was probably the scariest time of my life going number two.
There's something about, man, there's something about grocery store bathrooms. We've talked about it for years.
Yeah.
No rhyme. I mean, everyone goes to a grocery store. I just don't.
Sure.
But, people go to Target. People go to other places.
But none of the bathrooms.
But the difference is, it's not the
they
same.
sell food. So when you see it there, like you go in, maybe you're hungry, maybe you're not, but you're there to buy whatever it is you're going to buy. You use that bathroom, and you're like, oh, my God. It's like Jeet said years ago. It looks like a turd was shot in the head with a shotgun. Right? And you're just like, how is it everywhere? How did this? And then you walk out, and I'm looking at frozen meat. And I'm like, I'm not hungry, man. I don't want anything that's here. And I will say this, the Amazon Fresh on Aurora, cleanest bathroom I've been in ever. Now, granted, you have to get a security guard. I'm like, my wife's getting whatever she's getting. I'm wandering around looking for the bathroom. Finally asked an employee, I said, hey, man, where are your bathrooms at? But they look you up and down. They're making a determination.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, we've been doing yard work or something, so I look about as bad as I'm going to look, but I guess he figured I'm not a drug addict or whatever. So he's like, all right, hang on. And what bothered me is like, dude, I'm asking you because I've got to go. Nobody wants to use the bathroom. So they get a security guard. Security escorts you to the bathroom. All right, they punch in a code. They don't tell you the code. They punch in the code. They watch you walk in. I handle my business. I mean, like he said, maybe 2 minutes, whatever. But when I walk out, security guard's still standing there. And I'm just like, Jesus God, man. But I told him, super clean bathrooms. He's like, I'm why.
I
understood.
I pooped myself on the way into work probably a decade ago just based on because of the floors. So I took the floor. Well, I took the bus. I took the bus in, and I'm walking down past where the old Hurricane is. And my route was I just went down. It was the old studio.
That's a perfect place to poop.
But no, I'm thinking to myself, I'm past that, and that was kind of a desolate area.
Yeah,
it was kind of like an Enterprise or budget rent a car, but there wasn't.
It was Enterprise. Yep.
There wasn't a lot of retail. So I'm walking down there, and my stomach it was starting to mess up really bad on the bus. I do have my backpack, and this is the lucky part. I did bring my gym clothes because I was working out down the street from our work, so I had a change of clothes. And I got into there was an old Greyhound bus station.
Mm-hmm. Next to the banh mi place.
It was, okay, so you have to remember, the banh mi place was inside of the Greyhound bus station.
Yes, it was.
All of the tile in the old Greyhound bus station was terracotta. Now, when you went, it's got that glaze on it, right? So when I was walking toward the bathroom, I was picking up my pace, but because of the grease and the steam from the restaurant, all right, I hit this one tile and my leg shot out. And when my leg shot out,
oh no,
I farted, all right, but it wasn't a fart. but I caught myself. I caught myself.
It's
right?
not to fall.
But it was like, and I was like, oh no. Because it was just like, it was just the slip.
Right.
I get in there. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I did end up throwing away my pants. I wore gym shorts all day. You guys never even asked me about it. And then I was like,
well, it's kind of how you roll.
Well, it's the summer. Whatever. I mean, it wasn't a big deal.
But, wow, did you dress yourself? Like, it wouldn't cross my mind.
But every time I'm in there to get a banh mi, I'm like, I poop myself in here.
I poop myself in.
But the banh mi was like $3. So.
Well, I told you, man. We were in Florida last week. When did we fly back? Friday. And again, the kids wanted to get ice cream on the way to the airport. Fine. I got to the parking lot, smoke a cigarette. I'm not going to get ice cream because I'm going to get on a plane.
Was it a specific spot or just that hot?
It was that hot for sure. The place itself, I don't know, but one of the moms kind of said, you know what, there's an ice cream place on the way. We had to stop and get gas anyway. All right, whatever. So the kids are going to order the thing. I smoke a cigarette. When I walk back, my wife, who I love dearly, has a milkshake waiting for me because she hands it to me, and I even said, what is this? She goes, it's a milkshake. And I kind of looked at her, and she even said, I know we got to get on the plane later. Right? She knows how this goes. And it was so good. The milkshake was good, but I'm not going to not drink it because I was not going to buy one. She did it. I drank it. I'm fine at the airport. I was fine on the plane for about 45 minutes, an hour. And then my gut, right? I mean, it's like I was going to give rectal birth to Wolverine's claw. That is the way it felt on the backside. So I know, like, bro, you have maybe 5 minutes before this is going to happen. I was very happy that the woman next to me had fallen asleep at this point because I'm not trying to call attention to myself, but it's starting to hurt. You know what I mean? It's not just bubble gut. So you kind of shifted in your seat. We were sitting 2 or 3 rows behind first class. And when I looked toward and you couldn't use because I said to my wife, I'm like, I'm about to lose it. She goes, use the first class bathroom. One of the flight attendants almost like stood guard up there. If you're a coach, you can't use this bathroom. So I'm like, oh my God. So I looked down the plane, and they're starting beverage service, which is not the end of the world, because based on where I'm sitting, they're going to start roughly where we're at, but I have to wait for them to get down the aisle. And I can't listen. Normally, it just doesn't seem that long, and I'm sure it was no longer, but in this situation, I'm like, I'm going to poop myself on the plane. They finally get up there, and as soon as I have a path, I mean, I'm going back to the bathrooms. So there's 3 bathrooms back there. 2 are occupied. 1 is not. Like, perfect. I go in there. I do my business, right? Easy enough, easy peasy. Put down the lid, flush the toilet. And when those toilets flush, man, I mean, it's like super suction.
Yeah, it's awful.
I lift the lid, and anything that did not directly hit the water is still on the side. And I'm like, oh, no. And I mean, it's not like a little bit. It looks like a turd has been glued to the side, but it's on both sides of the hole. Right? Oh, trust me. So I put the lid down. And I flush again, and it's that same super suction. And I lift the lid, and it's like nothing has happened. I'm just like, oh, God. So I step out of there, and because of beverage service, me and the other 2 guys, there's just 3 guys back there, we now have to wait until they get to the very back. So the flight attendant back there, and she goes, we're doing cart service, so if you don't mind, just wait back here. And, they're like, yeah, cool, man, no worries. I'm like, okay. And all I can think is, like, I got these sticky turds stuck to the side of an airplane toilet. It's not the end of the world, but I would like them to go away because everyone knows I'm the guy that just used this. So we're there for maybe 4 minutes. They're still doing cart service. Now I got to pee. So I'm like, you know what? Perfect. I'm going to go in there. And look, if you're a guy.
Blast it off.
I'm going to blast it.
No problem.
What we do. Ted, it was a problem. I mean, I swear to God, it was like Wonder Woman's bracelets, bulletproof. It's just splashed. These things did not move. They did not even move. It's not like I wasn't even peeing on them. I flush again, lift the lid. They're still there. They look exactly the way they did from the time I first left them there. So I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. So I waited. They finally brought the beverage cart back there. I go up to my seat, but as soon as we start walking toward our seats, we see a bunch of other people get up. You not want to use the bathroom. I'm like, someone's going to piece together that I was in there. So I know someone on that flight knows I was the guy with the sticky poop, and I promise you, it was still there when the plane landed. I mean, they did not budge. They did not, and like I said to Miles, I don't know any toilets on this planet that use more suction than those airplane toilets. There was a woman years ago. This is true. She was of heavier carriage, but she flushed the toilet while she was still sitting on it. And because she formed a vacuum seal with her thighs, it sucked her guts out. She survived, but it sucked her guts out of her rectum. but it still did not have enough power to get my sticky poop off the side.
When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
It's just stupid. It's just dumb. I'm like, you've got to go. Nothing worked. Hello, Tanner. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
Okay, so this one happened pretty recently. I was May 30th. I think the Black Keys was playing up at the Rellinger Farms, and I got tickets to go to that. But I live in Kingston, so it's kind of, we had to take the ferry and then go up over almost to the pass because we had a hotel in Snoqualmie. And, I ate a big breakfast, and then I was really hungry, but it was like this, kind of a late lunch because we knew we weren't really going to get dinner or any food there. So the only thing around was like a mod pizza. So, I built my own like large pizza, and I'm like not really a big guy. I'm like 6 foot, 200 pounds. And I was super hungry, and I ate that entire large pizza by myself. And I was like, my girlfriend was telling me like, hey, are you sure you're going to eat it? And I was like, yeah, I got it. And it was like down that last slice. And I'm like, yeah, I got this. I can do it. And I ate it, go to the concert, go through the first act, and we're sitting down for it. And then, Black Keys come on. I'm like, okay, I want to get up and get in the crowd and get in there. So I got up in the crowd, and then all of a sudden I just started unleashing this like terrible gas. And I'm thankfully, like, I'm kind of around, all these people, and it's outdoors, but I could tell, like, even I could, like, man, this is bad. And this girl next to me, she shoots me a look, and I like to then kind of look over my shoulder, like, oh, yeah, that's weird.
I'll smell it, too.
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, my stomach then just, like, turns, and it starts cramping. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be more than just gas, probably. And I'm like, no. And then I just let out more gas, and it relieves. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it was just more gas. And then it cramps up again. And then at this point, I'm like, oh, no. Like, I'm up in the front, too, and I got to try and bob and weave through all these people. And then they only have porta potties up there. So then I got to try and get all the way to the porta potties way out in the corner, like the end of the field. And I start bobbing and weaving, and then next thing I know, it's not going to make it. Like, I can start feeling it, like, it's touching cotton. I'm like, this isn't good. And I'm trying to, like, clinch and speed walk at the same time, and, like, then I'm bobbing and weaving, like, all these people carrying double fists and drinks, and I'm like, oh, no. And I get just to the porta potty, and I, like, fling open the door. I try to get the plastic lock to go in, and it's all janky, and I'm like, oh, no. And then I lock it. And then I drop trout, and I just spackle the entire porta potty. And it was horrendous. I mean, I'm like, it's dark in there, too, because it's almost to the end of the show. I pull out my flashlight on my phone. I look, and it's, like, inside my drawers.
Oh.
And I'm just like, man. Oh, no. And it's, like, on the rim of the toilet and all over. So it's, like, it's on your leg, in between your legs. It was horrendous. So then I'm in there, clean myself the best of my capability, and then I realized, like, those drawers are done. So I was able to, like, slide a shoe off and slide it, like, very carefully wad them up and, like, throw them in the corner of the porta potty. Not in the corner, but, where everybody else goes to the bathroom. I just threw it down there. So hopefully that didn't mess up the guy's pump on his septic truck. But, yeah, it was horrendous. And I cleaned up the best I could, and then I just, like, just rocked denim jeans with no underwear. And my girlfriend was like, you were wearing underwear, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I already put them in the dirty clothes. They're gone.
I never told her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could do the quick math.
Hey, real quick, was the pizza that good?
Oh, yeah, I mean, mod pizza isn't terrible, but like I said, too, like, I really hadn't had anything.
Oh, I missed the mod. All right, that makes more sense when you said you put down a whole pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Again,
I can eat a mod pizza.
But this begs the question to me. What percent of people right now, whether they're standing in line somewhere, driving on I-5, how many people have really, really got to go that they're worried about it, like, in this moment? Is it 5%? Is it 10%? You're sitting in traffic. Oh, I hate traffic. Like, somebody that you're looking at that's stuck in traffic is trying desperately not to poop their pants. And I just wonder, like, is it 20%?
How many turtles are on I-5?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, 7.5% of people in any given moment, right, in a public place are doing everything they can not to crap
I've seen
themselves.
some Uber drivers jump out of the car real quick in Fremont with just, like, the desperation look on their face. Just turn the corner real quick.
Given what time it is right now,
yeah,
there's probably at least 5 people stuck in a car that have to poop. And unbeknownst to some local little bar, it's going to happen at their happy hour.
Oh, yeah. Well, we did really good business
When
today.
did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
10 songs to celebrate America's 250th birthday coming up. We'll sit and spin at 4:30 right after emails on our question. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So I've called in a couple times with stomach issues where, like, I lost it on I-5 in rush hour. There's another time on a plane. But this is another way that my stomach did me wrong, but not actually pooping. I grew up in Ballard in the 80s. I've told you guys that. But one thing, if you grew up in Ballard at that point, you can always go fishing in Alaska. You knew people that were on boats, boat owners. I mean, there was always an opportunity to go up fishing. And so one summer, I have a friend that's parents own a couple boats, and he got me on his boat, Seattle Star, and we're going to go up longlining. So in order to get on the boat, you have to work on the boat while it's down in town, and it's just free labor. So I did a couple months of free labor, and so I can go up there. And I've been on boats before, sailboats, all sorts of, no big deal. But I've never been out in the open seas. And so I get on this boat, we go up, and I'm fine. Oh, another thing that happened, too, is I quit smoking weed right before this. I was a 24/7 smoker, and I quit so I wouldn't get in trouble or whatever.
Sure.
But as soon as we get out in the open seas, I just start hurling. And it's like, oh, my God, I'm getting seasick. So somebody give me one of those patches to put on. And by then it didn't help, and it just made it worse. And so for the next 5 days, going up to Dutch Harbor, I am just just thrown up constantly in the bathroom, in my bunk. They have me go do wheel watch. I'm sitting there doing wheel watch, and I got to throw up, so I leave wheel watch, and the alarms start going off because I missed something when I was not in wheel watch. And I ended up getting up to Dutch Harbor. I'm 20 at the time. I call my mom and say, hey, Mom, I can't do this. You need to fly me home. So she bought me a ticket, and I flew back to Alaska. I never felt like such a sissy bitch before in my life, but I just couldn't handle the seasick.
Yeah. I mean, look, like you either can, you get the vertigo, or you don't. Right. So it's one or the other. It's like your mind, your eyes can control it, or you can't. That's why I'm terrified to go to the Sphere. Because I'm afraid I'm going to fall over.
That seems to be a common concern, but so far, so good.
I definitely got vertigo for like the first couple minutes.
Okay, yeah, like that. But you don't understand. I have to close my eyes. Like I have to sit down.
Which ruins the whole idea of the Sphere.
Right, exactly.
Honestly, I don't usually get vertigo. That's what I did. I had to hold on to something and sit down. It was the first time I went there. And again, I was not, and had a couple Bud Lights. Like it wasn't like I was.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Like, but you should still go. Fight through there for a couple of minutes. It was so cool.
Do you think you can handle a cruise?
Yes, because I don't think the boat's typically not going to be listing, right?
They do. It's not noticeable to me, but my wife, she definitely noticed. And so and again,
I don't have a problem being on a boat with sea legs.
I don't understand. A cruise ship probably lists less than any other boat I can think of, right? But, man, we got on the boat and, like, end of the first day, she's like, I can just tell. So, well, I know it's listing because that's naturally what it must do, but I'm like, how can you tell? So we would like stare at a focal point or stare at the window. And to me, I'm sure it's more than, I felt like it listed maybe a quarter of an inch. I mean, the horizon barely changes. And she's like, I'm going to hurl. And that was just, that was her go-to, man.
You ever done like whale watching?
Yeah.
And you were fine.
I could fish off a small boat with a flat bottom. Like
that
doesn't bother me. Like I don't get seasick, but man, I'm telling you, from a vertigo standpoint, I know when it comes on, like he was saying, like Brock, you just can't stop it.
Well, I think
there's no mechanism.
What he's talking about too, like when you go to whale watching or like when you're out in the open ocean.
Yeah.
Like I know people that could fish all the time, but like they can't do that kind of stuff. Like
It's
he was
just
talking.
different.
That's completely different level of waves and everything.
Can you be on a boat and face backwards? Because you sound like in a car if you face backwards.
Oh, I can poop off the end of a boat. I've done that. I mean, I've fished in small boats in the Chesapeake with like 3 or 4 foot waves, which are higher than normal.
Yeah.
I mean, never bothered me.
But in a car,
I can
face
sail
backwards.
hobbycraft and rough water. Never bothered me. I can go scuba or snorkeling and be on top and bobbing up and down and 5-footers. I'm fine. As long as I can still see the boat to swim back, I'm fine.
That's weird.
But I'm afraid if I sit in the sphere and I've got seats up top and things start spinning, I'm just going to fall over into the person in front of me. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Don't go to the sphere with Miles.
Just being honest.
That's what I'm getting.
I think you'll be fine.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
So just don't stand up.
Do people, I'm just curious.
What if I go to the bathroom?
From the times you've been there, do people, because a lot of concerts people stand, right? So when you're there, do people pretty much keep their seats?
I mean, I've only seen Dead Company or Fish. So
Okay,
everybody's
so
pretty much standing and kind of dancing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wouldn't be odd, and it's kind of steep. So you could, in theory, you could sit there. Like that's what I'm saying. The first time I went, I had to like sit down, and like I've heard other people say it, but it's only like a couple minutes because it's just visually, it's just hard for
That's
your
the
brain.
problem.
Your brain's just never seen something like this.
Sure.
But I mean, it's not like debilitating where you're like, I've never heard anybody be like, it was awful. I was holding on for dear life.
Until I go.
Other than people that took bad acid.
Well, the chair. When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK. Then I should probably just go like see someone like just lame like the Eagles.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
you know, like nothing like you're rolling when you walk in.
Hello, Jerry. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Can you hear me?
We got you, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this story takes place in California in about 2006. My second wife and I were building sheds. We lived in Fresno, but we were building a shed in Modesto. It's about a 100-mile trip. We had finished our shed and stopped on the way back at a Chinese buffet. And on 99, the highway between Modesto and Fresno, there's nothing. It's just flat, barren land, and there is nothing. And after we eat at this buffet, about 10 miles down the road, I start gurgling. And I'm looking for off-ramps anywhere I can get off the road. You know, it's highway traffic. You don't want to poop on the side of the road. So we're just cruising and cruising and cruising, and we finally see an exit. And by then, it's just at the bursting point. And I step out of the truck, start sprinting towards an AM/PM, and at that time, it just started going.
Should have been called AM/BM.
I was wearing shorts. It's hot in the Central Valley. I was wearing shorts, and there was nothing to contain it. So I'm running in the restroom, and this is pouring out of me. Just horrible. And as I passed the teller, I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, I'm sorry. And I go into the restroom. I do my business. It's all over me. It's all over the place. It's all over the toilet seat. I wash myself up the best I can in the restroom. I was with my second wife at the time, and she's like, I'm a big guy, 6 foot, 260 pounds, and she's like 5'4", 220, or not 220, 120. And she has a change of...
I'm glad you corrected that.
Yeah, I was like, damn,
jeez,
buddy.
man. He's wide as tall.
No, she had a change of pants, but they were pink shorts. And I had to squeeze myself into those pink shorts and come back out shamed watching the teller clean up after me. It was horrible.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Did you buy anything at least?
No, I didn't.
I guess, you know, like, I mean...
I was too ashamed to stand in line.
I guess if you have food poisoning, it can happen within 10 minutes.
If you have, there's nothing you can do with food poisoning.
Yeah, I mean...
I think the last
I
time
don't think I've ever had it that fast.
I've had it fat. It was an oyster. And the thing is, you can't tell that an oyster's bad. You know what I mean? So you don't know which one it was out of the dozen you've eaten. I did not poop, but it's one of those things. I can't explain the sweat. Like, it's falling off of you in sheets. But I absolutely puked my brains out. And there's just, I mean, forever. It's like, come on. I know this oyster is no longer in me. Because one thing about an oyster, you don't really chew it.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yep,
I could
right.
see it. I'm like, there it is, buddy. Like, it's sitting right there among some other things. Like, come on.
When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Food poisoning is a different level. And
There's
I think I've only
nothing
had
you can do.
a version of, like once, but it
Really?
like the first day I didn't really notice it. Then like the second day, it's like, all right, something's really wrong here.
You've only had it once.
I think so.
Right. I mean,
I might have had it more than that. There's one time I remember just specifically, it was just awful.
What
But
did you eat?
It took me a while. Like most people, I blame fish. And then Miles, of all people, I was like, man, I go to this place all the time. I have gotten this salmon sandwich a bunch. And he just goes, was there onions on it? I go, yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, it might have just been that. But it was just
That's the thing.
brutal.
You try to do the math on what got you there. And you're probably 10% right. Like
9 times out of 10, it's a vegetable.
Something else.
Right, but
It really
for some
is.
reason, I'm not. I feel like everybody always blames either Mexican food or seafood.
Always.
It's always those two.
Did you eat a salad? I bet you. I bet you.
Piece of fruit. What did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Justin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, I'll get to the end first and tell you how I got there. I pooped in a box and a barn. So, I was on a service call as a dairy service tech out to Enumclaw with one of my coworkers, and we were doing maintenance there, a couple other things. And I look at him, and I'm like, hey, you've been here before. Where's the bathroom at? And he was like, dude, there's no bathroom here. Didn't you go to the hotel? I'm like, no. What do you mean go to the hotel? And, okay, Ted, you bring up a good point, because, yes, it was Mexican food the night before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, that and then gas station food on top of that. So, okay. Anyway, recipe for a disaster. So, I'm like, well, what are the options? He's like, find a place to poop. I'm like, it's a dairy farm. Where am I going to poop it? I'm like, okay, I can either poop it where the cows go, or I can take this box upstairs in the barn and then just, like, hang out with the owls and take a crap. So, I picked the box, grabbed some gloves, found out that there was nothing but shop rags that were partially used, and I was like, all right, cool, that's what we're using. So, grabbed the box, put the gloves, the rags, everything else in there, taped it up with duct tape, and then chucked it in the dumpster, and then went on with my service.
Why didn't you just poop? I mean, look, of all the places, if I have to go and you say there's no toilet and it's a farm, I'm like, cool. Because I'm looking at all these animals. That's where I'm
Was really any barn owls up in there when you were up there doing your business?
There was no barn animals except for a dead cat.
Dead cat. All right. I just know if you run into an owl while you're up there, you
got to wipe your ass on the cat.
It was
Come here, buddy.
I need cat, and I was like, fantastic.
But why didn't you just poop somewhere on the farm?
You know, the next day I did.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Fast forward.
Knowledge is power.
It already smells like it. It's around.
Yeah,
There's poop everywhere. You got poop out there.
When did your stomach do you dirty? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Rob. Welcome to the Men's Room.
What's up, fellas?
Hola.
So I'm going to change up my story because everyone's been talking about what they did at work and on the road and on I-5. But the one guy was talking about boats, and I got a boat story. So back in the day, I was in the Navy, and I was on a little destroyer out of San Diego, and we were making a run down to Mexico, specifically Mazatlan, and then Panama.
Nice.
And then back. And Mexico was great. And then we get down to Panama. We do what we came there to do real quick. And then we're on the way back. And about a week into our trek back from Panama back to San Diego, mind you, I work in medical, so I'm starting to see more and more patients with the same gastrointestinal symptoms. And I'm like, oh, boy, we've got a VGE case. You know, people are not washing their hands. People S their brains out everywhere. Come to find out, part of our other routines while we're out to sea is that every day, me goes around to different sinks and water fountains around the ship, and I take a water sample and I do water testing to make sure that our water purification is working properly. But at this point, we had so much water in reserve from when we were connected in Panama from the shore that we were still running on reserve water. We were about 15 people deep with VGE, and then all of a sudden, all of my bacteria tests are just popping, lighting up like lightning bugs in a jar, Miles.
Nice reference to West Virginia, yes.
Yep. So the way that you do that is you mix the stuff in the water, blah, 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 let them incubate, and then you shine a UV light to these water samples, and you know that they pop positive when they fluoresce in a dark room with a UV light.
That's not good.
What I mean by that.
That's going in your stomach. Yeah, that's not good.
So I tell my superior, and I'm like, hey, I believe these two are connected. We have a problem. And then it was almost like on cue. We've got a fat line of 15 more people hunched over out front our office, hunched over. Oh, dog, I'm pooping my brains out. Oh, it's coming out everywhere. So we get the skipper's attention, and so we shut the water off to the boat. We're like, this is bad. Our entire ship's water supply is contaminated. Nobody is to drink water. Nobody is to brush their teeth. You can shower, and the only water that you can drink is if it's boiled from the galley.
How long is this trip, by the way, coming back from Panama to San Diego?
So we were on escort duty for a tugboat, so it was super slow. The flip side to this story is that aside from the massive VGE case, we were going like 3 miles an hour because we had to stay with the tugboat because it was towing something.
Right.
So I did a lot of fishing on this trip as well. So there was good times and there was bad times. But it took us about a month to get back from Panama to San Diego, going about 5 miles an hour.
Wow.
And then for a week of that trip, 15-ish% of the crew is quarantined to their racks. So crew about 300, you're looking between 30 and 50 people are quarantined to their racks because the water system is contaminated. And it doesn't sound like that many, but when you put into perspective of, there's watch schedules and rotations and, it's like everybody else has to pick up the slack for everybody.
And how many? What other canned or jarred or whatever liquid do you have? Do you have Coca-Cola?
Right.
Can I get a ginger ale? Can I get an orange juice? Can I get a beer?
Some vending machines. We have a little vending machine. We got like a little ship store. So, and then of course everybody has personal stuff that they brought with them. So by any means necessary, do not drink the water. Do not use the ice machine. Like we had the guys down in engineering. We just said turn the water off.
Yeah,
just to prevent that. We ended up having to do what's called a superchlorination of the water system. So basically, it's a fancy saying for we're going to flood our water tanks and our water supply lines with bleach.
Jesus.
And because in order to kill bacteria, you got to bleach that. So what we did is we superchlorinated the tanks, and then basically we were flushing our entire ship's water supply for like a day straight. And then for a week straight, I was on probably an every 4-hour basis. I remember I was pulling water samples, and, it wasn't just me, but, there's about 3 or 4 of us that were pulling water samples every 4 hours and trying to see, okay, because when you flush a system, right, it takes a while for the water to get to all like the outlying areas.
Yeah, it's got to go through all the pipes.
The main water lines. So we have to fan out through the entire ship and make sure that every single accessible water point that somebody could drink out of was clean.
And how long did that take?
I did not sleep very much.
Yeah, I guess not, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
But I promise you, everyone on that ship appreciated you.
Coming up, we've got 10 songs to celebrate America's 250th birthday as we'll sit and spin, and we get your emails on the way next to the men's room at KISW.com.
Want a zero sugar sweet treat with a little kick? Grab Sparkling Ice Caffeine Soda Shop. Bold flavors like cherry cola, root beer, and orange cream with 70 milligrams of caffeine for the perfect afternoon lift. Find it online or in the sparkling water aisle.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
10 patriotic songs to celebrate America's 250th birthday coming up. We will sit and spin. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Let's jump right into the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Says, happy 10th birthday. All the guys want to give a huge shout out to my 10-year-old daughter today for her birthday. I figured it's an appropriate way to welcome her to Washington State. We are moving to Tacoma from Medford, Oregon next month. Right. She loves listening to you guys, especially Thrill. So can she get an ERF, a little kid fish sandwich, and Coach Ted trying to hype her up for her 10th trip around the sun and starting in a new school in a new town. Thanks, guys, for always keeping it real and rock on. That from Black Aaron the Painter.
Wow, man. 10 years old. You finally hit double digits, your 10th year. I'm playing it. Earth.
All right, 10 years old. 10, good age. Now listen, Coach, I ain't gonna lie to you. Moving from one town to another, changing schools, be a little rough at first, but don't worry. By the time you get to around Halloween, you'll have some new friends. And Tacoma's got a lot of great stuff to offer. 20 years ago, I would have told your parents to make a mistake. Great city right now, though.
Look for Mike.
Yeah, Mike will take you out.
Hell yeah.
Get you some ice cream. Right, Mike? Maybe a cheeseburger.
Pizza. Good ice cream social.
Yeah, see?
It's a good time.
Only rockaholics. My name is Christina, and today is my 30th birthday. Since everyone, including myself, is working today, I'll submit my own birthday shout-out. How about some turtle sex, a suck-it-up cupcake, and the Dirty Germans talking about getting wet in wild waves this weekend for my big dirty 30. Thank you, guys, and rock on.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
Yeah, listen, if you're going to Wild Waves this weekend, I absolutely recommend you get wet. Also, don't be scared to get in the water.
Yeah, so fun parts about the Dirty Cersei should be before or after the water park, but you'll certainly be wet there.
You might be wet before you get there.
Yeah. See, maybe I'll have a little fun in the beer garden.
Yeah.
It's the last summer Wild Waves.
It's the last summer.
Might as well get it done. Yep. This is it.
You going?
No, man, I keep getting confused with Great Wolf Lodge.
No, this is one
Wild
no, this is way shorter.
Yeah.
You have to go nearly as far.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Much, probably cheaper.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, here you go. What?
No, it just got a little loud there before it went out.
Yeah, here you go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about
when you choose LG, you're not just getting a TV. You're getting more of everything you love. More entertainment, more innovation, more control. LG TVs are built to do more. With OLED and QNED displays that deliver breathtaking color and contrast. Smart AI-powered features that make streaming, gaming, and searching effortless. And ultra-slim designs that turn your screen into a statement piece. It's performance you can see, technology you can feel, and reliability you can trust. Get more out of every moment at home with LG.
A couple of extra emails here. Let's see what we got. Question from way back, guys, catching up on the Odyssey app here. And you guys talking about hooking up food at home. As you guys know, Kalazzi's is a top-notch cheesesteak in the area.
Super good.
But it's a pain in the ass to get yourself down to East Marginal and that No-Tel Motel.
It is.
That's if you live in Seattle. So I'm here in Algonia, so I got to improvise. So this is what I do when I'm hankering for a Kalazzi's. I get the shaved beef from Aldi's. Cheap, plentiful, and so thin you can basically see through it.
All right.
It's the same thing that comes in the package.
Yeah.
It's in the meat department. Not
I think
the
most
steakums.
places have that now.
Yep.
They do.
Yeah.
Get some cheese product from Walmart or some other store. Get the white American, but make sure it's a cheese product. Basically, he's saying get government cheese.
Yeah.
Get cheese wit, so to speak. Let's see here. What else? Start with a hot cast iron pan, some peanut oil. Pre-grill your onions, set aside. Get the beef going. Only take a minute or two. Salt, pepper. Use your putty knives to basically just kind of break up the beef. Then a dash of Johnny's French dip concentrate. Believe it or not. Put the cheese on top, uncover the pan, hook it up with a bun. Kick back and enjoy your knockoff cheesesteak and a cold beer.
I
like
do
a
that
good
on
cheesesteak
occasion
at
at
home.
home, yeah.
You do make a cheesesteak at home?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I honestly, if I do want like When I was a kid, we did steakums, but that was just on white bread.
Yeah, that tastes different now.
But as an adult, I'll do what that guy does. You can buy that shaved meat already and kind of use that.
Well, my kid loves steak, so if they're doing steak, I always just shave it off and I'm making a cheesesteak.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, trash is the subject. Guys, working in a McDonald's, when heroin was more prevalent than fentanyl, I would find a lot of syringe caps in the parking lot while doing cleaning checks. Never saw a syringe, though. But taking out the bathroom trash one afternoon, I felt a poke in the finger. Thought glass at first. Then I saw the syringe sticking out the side of the bag. Instantly was let off work for the day to go get blood test. Happy to say whoever left that needle in there was clean, because I didn't catch anything.
Good.
But that was psychologically impacting for quite some time. Thanks for the show. Might have to call in one day for a Big Dummy. That from Dylan in Tumwater. I cannot imagine. That's kind of like going in for an STD test.
Man, that needle, there was a guy years ago, restaurant I work at, he was breaking into some cars of employees. Me and the general manager chased this guy down. We finally get him, and the cops show up, all right? So when the cops get there, we're kind of done with the situation. We're walking away, and here's the guy, you got any weapons on you, all this kind of thing. And then you hear the guy get slammed against the car. Mm-hmm. And so I turned around, I'm like, hey, man, talking to the cop, like, what the, like, he's giving up. He's like, man, I patted him down and got poked by not one, not two, but 3 needles. I don't know what the outcome of that was, and I was like, you know what? Never mind, man. Beat his ass.
Subject is, how did teeth figure into the story? Ola Bicholas, November 2017. A friend of mine and I went to a gig at a theater in Liverpool. And as per our usual custom, we had more than a few drinks before the show at a pub across the street. Now, at first, the bouncer wouldn't even let my friend in and told us just to wait 30 minutes so he could slightly sober up. Then he would let us in. So my friend and I hung back and even chatted with the bouncer, who was pretty friendly. And true to his word, he let us in a half an hour later before the gig started. At the gig, however, things were starting to take a turn for the worse. My friend had completely sobered up during the gig since he was moshing at the front near the stage. I hung back at the theater bar, must have drank way more than I actually thought I did. As we're leaving the theater, after the gig ended, the audience poured out into the pavement, and my friend made a beeline away from the crowd to start looking for a taxi. I started to barely jog to keep up and not lose him in the crowd, but it had been raining earlier, and I lost my footing when I slipped on a wet drain cover and proceeded to faceplant directly onto the pavement. Picked myself up, brushed myself off, but I could tell my face was pretty torn up and bleeding. And lo and behold, my tongue could no longer feel my 2 front teeth. Yes, turns out I'd smashed them right out. Woke up the next morning looking and feeling like I'd lost to Mike Tyson. But I've got a dark sense of humor, and since it was almost Thanksgiving, I played All I Want for Christmas as my tooth front teeth for me and my housemates as they woke up. I did get temporary chompers at the dentist that day and got crowns put in a week or 2 after that. So all's well that ends well. Cheers, bitches. That from Sean in England.
When you choose LG, you're not just getting a TV. You're getting more of everything you love. More entertainment, more innovation, more control. LG TVs are built to do more. With OLED and QNED displays that deliver breathtaking color and contrast. Smart AI-powered features that make streaming, gaming, and searching effortless. And ultra-slim designs that turn your screen into a statement piece. It's performance you can see, technology you can feel, and reliability you can trust. Get more out of every moment at home with LG.
89.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines all the way at 5:50. But first, quick check with Mike Hogg at some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Robo-taxi passengers are falling asleep during their rides, and it's causing worried calls to 911.
Oh, from the company?
Yeah. So basically, they have like cameras that they can take a gander at you, and there's the story that they highlighted here is where a guy just passed out in his car. He was just gassed.
Yeah.
He got all the way to his destination. He sat there for a hot minute, not able to not getting out of the car because he was just knocked out in the back.
Sure.
And they've got cameras and speakers, and they're like, "Sir, are you okay? You've reached your destination." And they tried several times. They couldn't get a hold of him, so they were like, "I think this guy's dead in our car. Come get him out."
I mean, I've definitely fallen asleep in an Uber, and the guy wakes you up. So but also, it's unmanned. They don't have to pay attention.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why
And the heart. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they're even in the driver's seat. I think they're in the back. They're just like, let it
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But like, at least if you fall asleep in a regular Uber, the guy will say something to you.
Sure.
But
get the F out of my car.
Yeah.
Time is money, man.
Yeah, come on, bro.
More than 500,000 Subarus have been recalled due to an incorrect weight label.
What does that mean?
So basically, I forget the official...
You're fatter than you said you are.
The official term of the label, but basically it's the capacity of what that car can hold. You know, how much weight you can put in or on the axle of that car before it breaks.
Why do you need to recall the car? Can't you just tell them the new number?
Because, honestly, no, you can't. Because you need it there, black and white, stapled to the doggone door that says what it is. So that if somebody...
Fair enough.
Now, the thing is that if you're doing enough research to look at this thing and think, I wonder how big this load is, or I should double check with the weight... You would be like Miles is saying, you would already know that number because they've called you and you've written it down somewhere. Like if you're actually doing your due diligence, checking that on your Subaru, you already know.
But in the land of frivolous lawsuits, I didn't hear.
It's exactly what it is.
So we don't have the sticker that is printed.
And they said if it's off by 1%.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? If that's the recall, that's the cheapest one they've ever had to do. You're just going to put a new sticker on inside the door. It's different than changing something out, like a part.
Well, and I wondered if, much like you're saying, Miles, if they can get it, We've issued a recall. Now, you can either send your car back to the dealership and then we will take it and then we will fix it and put it back out on the lots. Or you can call us. We'll send you the plate.
Now,
and then you bolt that
if
thing
you blew
off.
your transmission pulling a boat that you thought you could, that's different.
There you go. Boston has been named the most collision-prone city in the country.
You ever been there?
Yeah. I've not been there. Is it just...
If you have, it is no surprise.
Is it bad drivers? Is it tight roads? Is it... What's the deal here?
I don't know if they're bad drivers, but they're aggressive drivers and narrow roads.
Correct.
Like
It's an old
traffic
city.
circles everywhere. Right, it's an old city, so you have narrow roads, but they drive like they're on the East Coast, right? So they know where they are going. But if you rent a car and you're trying to putz around, man, it's...
And 95 is no different than I-5. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're just going to sit there for no reason. Especially this time of the year headed to Maine.
But driving through the neighborhoods of Boston sucks. The roads are just tiny.
No kidding.
Yeah. But like Thurl saying, it's just one of the oldest cities in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so much you can do.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no room for expansion anymore.
Then you got
ballpark.
to remember the mentality of the person who lives there.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit more amped, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they drive like it. They drive aggressive, man.
Oh, geez. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. Now, I will give y'all an 80% chance of success on this one.
All right.
If Steve wasn't here, I'd give it about a 60. But it is a verb brought to you by the letter Y.
Hey, Miles, he just called us dumb.
I know.
You didn't say
20%
that exactly.
dumber.
Well, you're smart enough to figure that out.
YOLO.
So this verb, brought to you by the letter Y, is used for the action of a ship, aircraft, spacecraft, or projectile, and it means to move left or right, especially in an uncontrolled manner.
Oh, wow. You got me on this one.
What is it? An adjective?
A verb, a Y word, which is the action of a spaceship, a ship, an aircraft, a spacecraft, or a projectile moving to the left or the right, especially in an uncontrolled manner.
And a Y word.
Yep. A Y word. It is a 3-letter Y word. 3-letter Y word.
Yum.
I will say it is used in conjunction with another word because the other word is a P word meaning forward and back, and this one is to the left and to the right. Pitch would be that P
I
word.
know pitch.
What's the other one?
Yoke?
So close. Yaw. The word is yaw.
Yaw.
Pitch and yaw.
Like hee-haw. Yaw.
Yaw.
Yaw. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Totally
We
get it
can't
either.
stop yawing.
All right, I
tried.
didn't get it either, dude.
I tried. I thought. Hey, Ted, you were the closest one there.
Thanks, Mike.
You figured it out.
I'm
You were-
back.
Yeah.
You're not
you
as
were like,
stupid as he thought you were.
I know pitch and yaw, just don't know the yaw part of it.
Yeah.
Microsoft has announced a major Windows 11 overhaul of their search engine that prioritizes clearer, local results and removes ads.
It's just
All
been
right.
this long. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Better late than
Yeah,
never.
true.
I'm plenty frustrated myself, but at least it's coming. Or at least they say it's coming. They've addressed the issue.
Oh, it's not out yet.
They've announced it.
Okay.
There's a difference between announcing and results.
Well, what search engine are they talking about?
They're the Windows search.
Yeah, but if I'm on Windows, I'm still going to go to Google. If I'm using that as the platform, I'm still searching on Google. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
they're trying to encourage
Is
you
Bing
to not.
still around? That's what
Uh,
I'm saying. Like, like if it doesn't matter if I'm on Safari, it doesn't matter if I'm.
Microsoft Bing is still around.
All right, then that's what they're talking about.
There you
Bing.
Did you Google it?
I did.
You Googled to see if Bing's still around.
Hey, is Bing still here?
Yeah, like I'm saying.
Where's Jeeves at?
I'm not saying it doesn't. It's just not top of mind to me.
Yeah, I get you. There's a whole lot of search engines back in the day. Did you guys ever go to any other search engine other than Google?
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves was probably the
Yahoo.
Ask Jeeves was probably the very first one that I ever got.
Yeah.
Because that's one that I was like, oh, you ask it a question and it gives you an answer. Yeah. And I grew up later and I was like, oh, it's a search engine.
Yeah.
There was mama.com. I remember that I loved going to when I was in grade school. Mama.com.
Never even heard
It
of
might still be on. I don't know. That might
Pornhub's got a search bar.
Then there was www.www.com.
I don't remember that one.
I don't remember that. That was another search engine.
Jesus.
Yeah. There was a handful. I was growing up in the day and age of the search engine, man.
So why do you think Google took off? Out of all of those, like, what was it about Google that just beat the crap out of them?
The colors.
The interface just easy to use.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. After a while, just the simplicity of it. You open up Google and it's just here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blind you with a bunch of flashing crap. Tell me what I need to know. There's a growing number of music influencers on social media that are getting paid to promote songs, and they're not telling you about that part. They're basically, it's a bunch of under-the-table stuff where they're like, this is my favorite song right now, and it's a song that's going to hit because that's where all of the new music
I thought you meant it was like
played.
product placement. They were just playing it in the back while they're doing their thing.
They couldn't be doing that, too.
Well, they're just blatantly saying and being like, I love this song, when Mike's saying they're getting paid to tell you they love it.
Yeah, I would think most influencers, that is
Exactly.
very
Dude, I think
specifically, if they're talking about a product, it's one thing to say, hey, I'm making my special pancakes, cool. But if they're talking about a specific product, like, yeah, they're getting paid to tell you.
Here's the difference.
Kind of like a person on TV who's telling you about a product. They're getting paid to tell you.
Well, here's the
about it.
difference, all right? So, because they're private businesses. Let's say that this is, somebody on TikTok or whatever. They're doing their own thing, okay? That is technically what they call payola.
Yes.
All right? Now, the reason that we cannot do that is because we're licensed by the federal government.
Yes.
But any other business can do the exact same thing, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
why influencers exist.
That's why we can't do that.
No. We literally cannot do that.
No, it's legally just something we can't do.
Yes.
I can tell you my favorite song, but they can't pay me to tell you my favorite
right.
song.
Exactly.
Well, even if they don't, right? And also, like, I don't know that all these influencers are playing it. They're just telling you.
Yeah, even if they're not playing the song.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah.
You need to listen to everybody's obsessed with this song.
Sure.
No, they're not.
And trust me, the internet will do what it can to make sure that regulation stays out of there because they make a lot of money.
Yeah,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
straight.
That's money we don't get.
Right. Jackasses. A new study suggests that the risk of cosmetic procedure addiction is higher than gambling for women.
Really?
The risk of cosmetic procedure addiction is more so
Well,
than...
you see
that,
people
though.
who've gone a little, too far.
But I mean, between men and women, what generally speaking, as a generalization, as far as those things that gets our motor revving.
Right.
Guys want to gamble because we love competition. And the whole thing about gambling is either I beat the system or I beat you if we're playing poker.
Right.
Whatever. Like, we want to compete, and women, at least in this country, beauty's a thing. It is just beaten over your head that the single most important thing you can do is be beautiful. You don't have to be nice.
Correct.
You don't have to be honest. Just be beautiful. Right?
You must be smarter and have everything in your life together.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
But you know what? Many common and debilitating addictions are rarely discussed because they involve everyday legal behaviors, products, or technology. In fact, these behavioral and substance dependencies often hide in plain sight but require intervention.
The Men's Top 10. The Men's Top 10.
So I went to AI and I said, what are the 10 most common addictions that we don't talk about?
AI.
And here's what we got. AI and dependency is definitely on that list. Now, because that's really where I went to is I'm no stranger to the thought of cosmetic addiction. There are some people that just we've seen them. They're still existent in our society. That just for whatever reason that just gets their rocks off to go out and just make little improvements on themselves. And so, what are these things that we don't talk about? We talk about alcoholism. We talk about gambling. We talk about everything else there under the sun that may or may not be on the legal side of things, but it's an addiction. So here are the 10 addictions that we don't talk about. Number 10, kind of with the same way with the cosmetics, is tanning. Unhealthy UV exposure driven by the release of endorphins that temporarily improve your mood when you tan.
Man, I'll tell you what,
You ever seen those tanning influencers?
Well, no, I just remember when Ted and I were doing the gym tan
the
laundry
GTL lifestyle?
And just going to desert sun in the middle of the winter, whatever we did it, everyone. I think we got 4 or 6.
It was nice.
It was. I mean, I'm not a tanning guy, but every time I was in there, it's like, I kind of get this now.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Without question.
It really had that effect on you.
I was only in there
Yeah.
for 8 minutes. It
Damn.
wasn't like
I don't think I could do more than 4 or 5.
About to say, that's four longer than I could.
When you walk out of there, you're like,
Yeah.
I want to go to Jersey.
But it's not. I mean, overall, I'm not going to do it as I'm too pasty. But it was nice.
I felt really
especially
good.
in February.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like a really good boost of vitamin D.
Okay.
I know it's terrible for you.
Sure.
But, so are French fries. No.
It's so shocking that people are like, you switch up your gym? What are you doing? You look great. It's like nothing. I'm tan.
Right. Feel great. Prescription medications. The misuse or over-reliance on prescribed drugs.
Never heard of that.
Like benzodiazepines or stimulants often normalized because they come from a doctor.
Yeah.
And, people share things.
They're legal drug dealers. I mean, that's the long and short.
They
Not
are.
doctors per se, but a lot of, like we say with oxys, like heroin's illegal. Whoever makes oxy goes, we changed this one ingredient. All right, yours is legal.
Correct.
Same effect, same addiction, same thing, right? So it's like, come on, man.
It's one of those where if you've got a big enough supply, then all of a sudden, everything that you got going on just kind of justifies just popping one real
Yeah,
quick.
of course.
I've had a long
I need Xanax to fly. No, you don't. You like Xanax, man. I mean, and that's okay. There's no judgment. You want to pop a pill, pop a pill. Just don't give me your song and dance about why you're doing it.
Right. Exactly.
I'm even afraid to take oxys for pain management.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Same, man. Honestly, with all that's gone on with it and the big exposure that's happened, I'm good.
I'm just going to do whatever. Eat Tylenol, something else.
Am I curious? Damn right. Like
No.
I don't want any.
I've tried it. I have too. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm like, no, I don't need
I don't
it.
want to go back down that road again.
Well, and I've had a couple surgeries or major things. Like when you're in pain, though, you're not getting rid of the pain.
Sure.
Right.
Like I said, most prescription drugs aren't fun when you're using them for the purpose that they're needed for. It's when you don't need them and you do them, you're like, this is
with my
awesome.
surgery, I hope I don't take those things, but I have them to take them.
Right.
So, I've got them. Right?
I've heard some people can live off Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Well, that's what I was going to try. But if it gets to the point where I just, like I'm crying and stuff, I'm going to be like, I'm going to take an oxy.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Gambling does show up on the list. The pursuit of the risk versus reward high, which can cause financial ruin and emotional distress. Yeah.
Yeah, again, I just don't know that we're not talking about it. I think that's a big one.
That's fair.
People know it.
AI missed the mark on it.
It's kind of out there, yeah.
Pornography shows up on the list. Compulsive consumption that can escalate, create unrealistic expectations, and impact intimate relationships or daily life.
Hey, look, ladies, anyone that's been with me has unrealistic expectations. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, fair call. Fair call.
I thought you were going to be
the other
good.
day, though, on a podcast, and he was talking about it, and he goes, here's the difference between like especially for a lot of younger dudes right now and like watching porn as an addiction as opposed to like drugs, is that generally you're not walking around with an abundance of the drugs you need. They're like, you have a phone.
Yeah.
You have all the porn you can look at, and you're right. Like eventually you got to look at different stuff and this and that, but he's like, it's hard. A lot of people can't stop looking at it because it's like, you got whatever, like it's always available.
Right.
What's funny, though, is even before cell phones, we used to work with the guy already.
Yeah.
Obviously addicted to porn. We only know this because he worked the overnight shift. And when he came in, he had a bag full of porn. And just all of his magazines out. And this went on for a couple of months where the boss was finally like, dude.
Bud.
It's not that anyone cares that you're bringing porn into the studio. Everyone here enjoys porn. But you all share that seat, and we know what you were doing.
And it's such an easy dopamine hit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And again, anything that you want. That's where it creates the unrealistic expectations.
Sure.
Then when you finally get to the real world and things happen and you realize just kind of how vanilla sex can really be.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
But it's still...
It was cooler over here.
Let me ask you, when's the last time you just went at yourself with nothing?
Oh, anytime, dude.
Yeah, I can do it
Couple
too.
nights ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have no problem with that.
Right.
I don't need it.
Just went back to the bank.
Trust me, if I need to go, I'll just go.
Yeah, you can handle your business.
I'm fine.
You bet. We can take care of it.
I still have an imagination.
Sugar. High consumption of processed, high sugar, or high fat foods that triggers the same brain pleasure centers as illicit drugs.
Okay. Yeah.
Sugar is a fantastic addiction. And it's one of those where it's kind of not quite as prevalent with pornography, but it's everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those highly processed sugars, they're so easy to grab anywhere that you go. They have convenience stores where they have shelves that are lined.
We just don't think about sugar and caffeine as addictive stuff, but they're the two most addictive things in the world.
Hold that thought.
But I'll always argue part of the reason you don't hear about it, well, we don't mention it because you're not thinking of it in those terms. But part of the reason you don't think about it in those terms, and I will always, until the day I die, like, look, if the people in Congress like this thing, they're never going to tell you it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? So we're worried about heart disease, blah, blah, blah. You're not banning French fries, so don't act like it's that big of a deal. They like sugar. They like caffeine. Ain't going to bring it up.
10 most common addictions that we don't talk about. Workaholism. An often praised compulsion to overwork that can lead to severe burnout, anxiety, and physical health deterioration.
I do not have that problem.
I've known a person or two. Video games.
Yeah, I can think of one person, yes.
Video games. Using gaming for escapism or an achievement, resulting in intense cravings and neglected personal or professional relationships. There are some people that truly do get lost in the world of video games.
Sure.
Which, that's kind of what the point of them is, but then when
it's escapism.
Right.
It'd be the equivalent of watching a marathon of 15 movies in a row.
When we had video games growing up, there was an end. There was a beginning and an end. It wasn't one of those things where you could continue to play on if you have
the
this.
first game was Pong, Miles. There was no win.
Well, it would
You
get
could just keep
actually
playing.
15. I mean, if you got to 15, you won. And then you start over again. And like it's not like I'm in now I'm in a different
some
world.
of those games too. I don't even know if it's that you can go farther. It's like, but you're playing with groups of people,
right?
So every time you play that game, it's a different. You know what I mean?
You're socializing.
Yeah.
Right. You're socializing, and you have a whole different group of people, so it's like a whole different game, even though it's the same spot.
Yeah.
Right.
When reality becomes your escape, that's when you need to walk away from the game for just a bit.
Yeah.
Don't touch grass. I saw it mentioned in the comments there on YouTube, shopping. Using compulsive buying disorder as an emotional crutch to cope with stress or self-esteem issues, frequently leading to deep financial trouble. Anybody here ever just...
But just think of it.
Depression
It's what you're buying.
No, not really. I mean,
Man, you never bought yourself like a guitar or something like that to feel better?
not to feel better.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's different if you're a musician because it is a tool.
Sure.
So the guitar itself, look, I could buy the most expensive bass in the world. It does not make me play any better. So I think when it's one of those kinds of things, like this does not improve my ability. So I will buy this if it's some incredible thing I want, but it doesn't help me.
Correct.
Yeah. Extra strength cooling gel preparation agent. I gotta have it.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm never going to wake up and be
product.
like, "Oh man, I got hammered and got on Amazon." Like, shopping just doesn't have that.
No, me neither.
Pull for me.
Number 2, there you go, Ted. Caffeine. Daily escalating the use of coffee or energy drinks to function, often resulting in severe headaches and fatigue when trying to stop.
Sure.
There have been I am definitely addicted to caffeine because there have been days where all of a sudden I'm fighting a headache that I can't understand.
And then a cup of coffee.
Until I have a cup of coffee and I go, oh, crap.
That's a Scooby snack, man.
It really is.
And I'm drinking a tea right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess I'm
But
drinking
you
all
do
day.
it in moderation.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I have one cup of coffee, one thing of tea, one soda, the rest water.
I drink like 3/4 of a pot of coffee.
That's 3 different
really?
caffeine daily.
Yeah, never mind.
Jeez,
Okay.
a whiz.
You are right though, dude, because I don't have a coffee pot at home. And like Saturdays, usually I'm running around doing something. I'll pick up a coffee, but you're right. Sometimes on Sunday, especially NFL Sunday, by like 11, I'm like, why my head hurt? It's like, oh, you haven't had coffee today.
I know why. And then this is the last and final common addiction that we don't talk about. And I'm going to throw one more in along with this because it's the same vein here. Internet and social media addiction. Compulsive use triggered by the brain's dopamine reward from the likes and infinite scrolling, causing disruptions in daily responsibilities. Using your phones is right there on top of it.
Now, I would ask this, right? Because everyone is on their phone all the time, everywhere I go, no matter walking down the street looking at it. Does that count as addiction, right? Because to me, at some point, it's almost like TV. When you go home, you turn on the TV because there's information or whatever you want to see, but you're not really addicted. As opposed to if you're going there for likes, I think it's a different thing.
Yes.
Everyone's on their phone, but I do think it's just, I'm sitting on a train. Do you want to talk to the smelly guy who's picking his toes? Or do you want to watch a video? And I go, all right, I get it. But if you are, I don't know, if you're troubling yourself for life, if you need affirmation from strangers or something weird.
Well, I just think it's like food. If you have a food addiction, a drug addiction, whatever it is, it's a phone addiction. So whatever it is, like I might like French fries more than you like hamburgers, but we both like food.
Yeah.
Or whatever the drug
Right.
It's whatever's on that phone that's getting you to constantly want to look at it.
Correct.
No matter what that is, for likes, for this, for that, the other. I think it's more just you are addicted to the phone.
Right, the phone itself.
Absolutely.
Everything except for talking to someone through it. The point of the phone.
It is wild how people don't talk on it.
No kidding. Oh, shoot, someone's calling me. Yeah.
What do you want, Mom? God. Don't you know I'm walking with my phone?
2 school principals in Florida were arrested, and there's quite a few similarities with their arrests, Miles.
What are those?
How about it at 5:15?
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:15. In the meantime, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Great time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and I believe our very own Mike Hawk will cover this spectacular gentleman a little bit more in headlines. And we have toasted this guy before. But today we toast 51-year-old Kevin Westerhold of Kissimmee, Florida. So yesterday, Kevin was in court and he entered a no contest plea in connection to an incident earlier this year at the Windsor Hills Resort near Disney World, the happiest place on earth. Well, following his plea, he was sentenced to 12 months probation, fined $271, which in the scheme of things doesn't seem bad, right? And he was ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation. All of this just because he was arrested for having public sex in broad daylight in a relative's yard with a vacuum cleaner, including, quote, penetrating the handheld section before using its suction to his testicles for further sexual gratification. That's per the police report, by the way. That is a quote from the police report.
Never thought about the berries.
I'm very specific. But the witnesses provided videos and everything else of this guy doing this, and the cops had to watch this to confirm. Neighbors, they had spotted him walking around the property in only his socks or in only a tank top, even masturbating in a shared hallway. They had all seen this before, but the vacuum was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's finally when they called the cops. So, yeah, we toasted him earlier this year just for the act, but he entered his police 12 months probation. Now you know if you want to put a vacuum on your berries in public in broad daylight, 12 months probation.
$271
fine.
$271, huh?
That's not bad, man.
It's kind of a deal.
Right?
Time to leave the house.
It's less than the vacuum cost.
Yes. So go outside and do it. I wonder if he had a Hoover. So we poured this booze, and I'm just wondering what you use a shark. Is it a Dyson?
Yeah. I do that at the car wash. Those are really powerful.
I'll give you the $271.
It's only $1.
Go to was it Brown Bear Car Wash and just hook it up.
Why they call it Brown Bear? I'll show you.
So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, just going to contest on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Brad. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, guys.
Hola. Brad, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of 3 categories. Today, we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. And finally, today, Seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to violence.
Let's go with Seriously.
All right, Seriously, it is.
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
We go to the fine state of Wisconsin, where 2 people were shot at a wedding after a fight broke out. Thomas Redrick Williams, he's wanted for reckless injury with use of a dangerous weapon, possession of a firearm by a felon, and bail jumping. This after he shot 2 guests at a wedding. Now, police were called to the wedding where they found a man and a woman with gunshot wounds. The incident began when the woman, identified as the bride's cousin, confronted the groomsmen for something weird but petty. And allegedly, his response to her complaint was to punch her. Now, her brother-in-law intervened in the brawl, and that's when Williams entered the altercation and fired shots at him. The woman was shot in the arm and leg. The man was shot in the back of the neck. Both were treated at a nearby hospital. Now, according to prosecutors, the bride witnessed the shooting and followed Williams outside after he shot the 2 people. The bride fought with Williams at his car, grabbed his key fob to stop him from driving away, and then he fled the scene on foot. Inside of the car, which is registered to Williams' wife, that's where police found his 9mm handgun and his iPhone. So a warrant has been issued, and he was out on bond. He was out on bond the day of the wedding for a separate case. So the question is, what started the arguments that led to the shooting?
It's at a wedding.
This was at
Okay.
The wedding. And someone confronted someone about behavior, et cetera, et cetera. Was it for eating meatballs with their bare hands?
Oh, God.
Was it because they put their finger in the wedding cake? Was it an untucked shirt? Or because they were dancing before the first dance? So eating meatballs with their hands, sticking their finger in the wedding cake, an untucked shirt, or dancing before the first dance?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards the meatballs.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the worst thing.
None of these.
But I could fathom somebody saying, hey, man, like, use a utensil.
Fair.
Do you know if they were full size or mini? Mini meatballs are hot right now.
I don't know, man. I do not.
Mini
I'm going to
meatballs
assume
are
mini.
hot right now.
They are. I had some this past weekend.
I'm assuming they're mini because it's a wedding. I can't imagine giving somebody full-size meatballs.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to say meatballs. Dude got drunk. He was hand-fisted meatballs. Like years ago, we had an event, and I watched a guy take his hand and just dip it into a thing of refried beans.
Oh,
Started
God.
I'm going to go finger in the wedding cake.
Ooh, bold move.
Where are you going, Brad?
I'm going meatball.
You're going meatball. Yeah. Why were two people shot at the wedding? Someone was eating meatballs with their hands. Was there a finger put in a wedding cake, an untucked shirt, or dancing before the first dance? We'll find out next.
Oh, you son. Hang on, it's coming. It's coming.
Maybe later.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is seriously on profile. This we go to Wisconsin, where there's a wedding that sees two people shot. A man and a woman. A woman confronted another guest at the party about something.
Yeah.
Intervened with a cousin or somebody at the party. Either way, that person pulled out a gun and shot both the woman and whoever she was with or whoever was standing beside her. So the question is, what was the argument all about? Was it about eating meatballs with bare hands? Was it about someone putting a finger in the wedding cake, an untucked shirt, or someone dancing before the first dance?
And, Brad, that is the very question we posed to you. Let's start with Miles Montgomery. Said the old finger in the wedding cake. By the way, not a euphemism. I meant that literally.
It was a pound cake.
It was not. A finger in the wedding cake. Now, Brad, you immediately said eating meatballs with your bare hands. Ted, you agreed. Mini, giant, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe you're influenced by the man who saw refried beans with his bare hands.
What's this resurgence in small meatballs? I need to know.
At a thing Saturday, this woman just walked by. I said, what do you have there? She goes, I have tiny little mini meatballs with a dipping sauce. And I was like, huh, tiny meatballs.
Yeah.
You have to charge?
And then there's
a
a lot of recipes going online. You make tiny meatballs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Brad, you and D. Ted Smith agreed on the dumbest answer up there. And that's why it's correct.
Meatballs, huh?
So I guess brother was eating meatballs with his bare hands. Anyway, someone said, hey, dude, come on, man. Like, we got utensils. Well, a woman went up, confronted him about it. He punched her.
Jesus.
And again, this escalated into a shooting because he's eating meatballs with his bare hands. I'm going to say America. I think we can do better than that.
I mean, you literally could scoop one out, put it in your hand, and eat it. Still not the cleanliness, but, like, nobody would care.
I'm sure she had that conversation with him. And she ended up getting shot.
Seems like an angry, violent individual to begin with.
Yeah, yeah.
Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Back in action today, Miles.
Okay.
You got some choices. You got the Jimmys?
Fallon and Kimmel.
Seth Meyers? Or Ted Smith?
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The Timeless guys have teams of talents and writers have to come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Wednesday is National Hot Dog Day, and in honor of that, Pringles has announced hot dog buns in one of their cans and one of their iconic flavors. Nothing says America like a hot dog on a bun made out of sour cream and onion out of a can.
I would say Fallon.
Let's say Smith.
Yeah, that's me.
So what's the idea? I buy a can and there
is a full-length bun in there that's flavored with Pringles dust.
Do you know what's in there, or is it S?
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to buy them at stores. I think tomorrow probably 9 a.m. for us. You got to go on like their website or their Instagram.
I'll be there.
But you could buy, what is it? A sour cream and onion bun.
Seattle Dog just won the hot dog competition.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pringles, for answering the prayers of everyone.
Tesla launched a Tesla announced a robo-taxi service in Miami. They got the idea when they realized that absolutely no one in Miami is good to drive.
Fallon?
Myers.
Tesla recently launched its robo-taxi service in Miami. They got the idea when they realized absolutely no one in Miami is good to drive.
Pro tip in Miami. Slide some cash to the Uber driver and they'll pick you up for the F1 race. There's a nationwide outbreak of explosive diarrhea linked to a parasite that can be found on some produce. And as a result, some Taco Bell locations are no longer going to offer some ingredients like lettuce, cilantro, onion, pico, guacamole, along with beef, beans, chicken, cheese, basically the whole damn menu.
I'll say it's Fallon.
Myers.
That's Fallon.
There's a nationwide outbreak of explosive diarrhea linked to a parasite that can be found in some produce. As a result, some Taco Bell locations are no longer offering some ingredients. This is real. Take a look.
At Taco Bell, your safety is our priority, so we're eliminating anything that could give you diarrhea, like lettuce, cilantro, onion, pico de gallo, and guacamole. Beef, beans, chicken, cheese, tortillas, hot sauce, and sour cream.
That was a great pause.
The napkins, the tables, the doors, drinking Baja Blast, touching Baja Blast, thinking about the word blast, and water. Taco Bell. Stop in today for explosive deals.
Yeah, I had to paraphrase a little bit. I don't have the production level to do that spot.
That was well done.
Yeah. Also, we got to ease up on Taco Bell.
Like I said, somehow the media just went after it, and Taco Bell's like, hey, look, the biggest mistake Taco Bell made was publicly announcing, hey, we get our produce from this place, so we're gonna pull it away. And the media immediately is like, Taco Bell's giving people diarrhea. They're like, that is not what we said.
Well,
that is not what we said.
I think it also goes from the rap that Taco Bell already has, which is they already do cause some gastric distress, which it's never happened to me. I've got an iron gut when it comes to Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell.
The
I'll eat it
difference
every
is
doggone day.
late night guys can pick on Taco Bell about that. I go, that's fine. Taco Bell's in on the joke. This is news media where they're like, whoa, hey guys, we don't mind being the butt of that joke. That's cool. We're not losing business over it.
Oh, I was going to say also,
they're not responsible.
Part of the reason people always go, got that from a Taco Bell and everything. It's like, well, you ate it at midnight.
Yeah, what time did you
There's not a lot of food you put down at midnight that can make you feel great.
But they don't care. They call it fourth meal for a reason.
Good point. I don't think Taco Bell really cares.
No, they don't.
We know who we are.
Right. Exactly.
Right? All right, we're Taco Bell.
Look, they're open for breakfast for me. Because that's when I go. So, they cover it all.
They should have just kept their mouth shut. They should have just quietly pulled the stuff. Like, once it's said,
I think they just want people to know that if they go there, that they're not, they're just not going to be serving these things for the benefit of you so you won't get sick.
That was their goal. The way the media's turned it around, like Taco Bell's giving you explosive diarrhea.
Guacamole or onions, but like, if you've made the choice to go to Taco Bell and then you decide not to because they don't have lettuce,
I know, bro. That's what got you to Taco Bell.
Bring your own lettuce.
Right.
This is kind of a good story. I was gonna say it's an old Conan O'Brien thing, and it's basically just an old clip about why he flies commercial. I'm sure like he says, right? But he said only fly on a private jet. If somebody else invites him, he doesn't have to pay for it. Said, I'd rather educate my children. I'm fortunate that I get to fly in part of the plane where I get legroom, which is nice.
Sure. He's 6'6" or something?
Right. So he's probably sitting in first class.
Sure he is.
I really like to go through and chat it up with people at TSA. I don't mind taking the belt off. I kind of agree with him. Like, I don't know. That's a big thing right now. It's like you can rent. I mean, obviously not us, but in theory, you could rent private jets if you want and take them.
If you want.
And he could. But even like in the world, I like F1, I bring it up a lot, but like a lot of those guys all live in Monaco.
Yeah.
So like you'll see pictures of some of them together, but like only like Max Verstappen and a couple of them actually have jets. So it's like when they're leaving one place, right? You know what I mean? If we all live in Monaco and Mike has a jet, Mike might be like, you guys want to ride back to Monaco? Like,
brother, if you can afford to live in Monaco, you can afford that.
PGA players do it all the time because it's their job to get to the next place.
Right.
So they'll get 8 people, you know what I mean? And whoever else they got them, and they'll fly their jet, and split it.
Yeah.
Rent a private net jet and split it.
Right. And I think for Conan, and I like that. He's like, look, I don't mind chatting it up with people.
Yeah.
And also, he's a celebrity. I don't know that celebrities, I'm sure they do, just not for me. It seems like sports figures draw more of an intense reaction from people.
Because people are either very angry or very happy about whatever you did in the last game.
Correct.
I don't bet on Reese Witherspoon to put out a good romantic comedy. I don't care. But
I would like to run into her.
But like, if I lost money because I bet on this, or you won my Super Bowl for my team, like, yeah, you get a little fired up when you're talking to athletes.
Yeah, right? I was going to say, who was it? I think we were coming back from Germany. Like, Michael Irvin got on the plane. You're like, oh, sweet, Michael Irvin.
Mm-hmm.
I've walked by LeVar Arrington once going back to coach. He was in first class. Just said, loved you in D.C.
Yeah.
He's like, thanks, man. Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Your radio show sucked, but I like you on the football field.
All right. He was very nice.
No, actually, he had a good show.
Well, and LeVar, I mean, that guy, people forget, like, it's so weird when you get to the NFL, too. It's like he still had a good career.
Yes.
He just was so dominant at Penn State. You just thought he was going to be the greatest.
He was a bust. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, he might not have just lived up to the hype we all put on him.
He did not come out and tell you what we put on him.
Did anybody watch any of the home run derby last night?
Yes, watch the end of it.
All right, yeah. Mm-hmm. I know they changed the format or whatever. I kind of liked it. Now, it took a while, which was fine for me, but I like the idea those guys can, like, catch a breath and get back in there and actually rip home runs.
Also, I like the fact that, in the world that we live in, to watch a regional baseball team, you have to be in the town.
Yes.
You have to have their app. You have to do all this crap. You have to jump through hoops. Doesn't matter if you're a bar, for a person, whatever. And, Sunday Night Baseball, like, those things don't exist. So, like,
Sunday Night Baseball is on NBC now.
Oh, well, thank God, because that's the only way you're going to see.
It doesn't happen.
That's the only way you're going to. Well, that's what you're not going to see NL baseball otherwise. So, I don't know. When that guy got up there for the Cardinals, I'm like, who is that? JB Smoove? I didn't even know who the guy was. You know what I mean? Like, he's wearing I'm like, all right, man, do it. Like, it was down to like the last pitch, and he did it. It was like, that's pretty
it was a good thing. I mean, I will say too, that's one of the weird things with like All-Star. Remember, baseball, I want to say, is one of the first sports that introduced the All-Star game because you didn't have interleague play. You only saw people, or you listened to the radio. It's like the 20s or 30s. But now with like interleague play and stuff, like the home run derby's still good, but like it's just different because even in your local town, almost every team, I think every team has to come through or you have to go there.
Something.
So you will see these players. It's not like the old days where it was like, I don't know.
I've heard about him.
I'll never see him.
Yeah. Got his baseball card, never seen him swing a bat.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they got this guy in Chicago.
But I mean, that came down to one pitch.
Yeah, and the home run derby's just, I mean, as far as all-star events go, we always say the NFL just, the Pro Bowl
They've gotten better.
I guess skills competition, but like hitting dingers. You know what I mean?
On the first night.
Yeah, like that's something that's just, I don't care how old you are, that's ever not going to be cool.
Yep.
You know? Speaking of which, MLB All-Star Game is actually on Fox tonight if you want to check that out.
All right, thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida man is found guilty of stuff near Disney World, which really sucks. Meanwhile, a story from Lake in New York that proves that beavers can be schmucks. A raffle ticket cashed in 22 years later to pay for one kid's school. Two principals get DUIs hours apart in the same car, which is not cool. And today's rescued animal is a large, stubborn pig in Florida. And it's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we're going to Florida where copycat crimes exist. At around 2 in the morning, officers pulled over a car that they observed driving erratically and found 2 women inside. Both were determined to be school principals in the area, and the driver was asked to exit the car on suspicion of driving impaired. She declined to perform a field sobriety test, and she was taken to jail, leaving the other taking a rideshare home as she, too, was impaired.
All right.
And the car was parked near the stop point. Now, not long after the arrest, the same car was observed by officers driving erratically once again, and they pulled it over, where they found the other principal now behind the wheel. When they asked why she was driving, she admitted that she was on her way to bail the other out of jail, claiming to be in better condition than when they first encountered her.
I'm not as drunk.
Unfortunately, the field sobriety test that was performed by her proved otherwise, and she was arrested. Which is how two school principals both managed to get arrested for the same crime driving the same car.
But you say I'm not as drunk.
Yeah.
Look, man, I did not shoot this guy as many times as I shot the other guy.
Right.
Still not a great argument.
No, man, I'm gonna go bail her out.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I slept it off for like 5 minutes.
You guys take Apple Pay.
Once I fell asleep, we went away. We're good. Had a coffee. Had a coffee.
Ever since have a cup of coffee. I'm like, why? You want to wake drunk? I mean, it doesn't make you less drunk.
I mean, I was 18, but I got that wrong on my driver's, or I guess it was whatever age.
What, the written test?
Not the written test, but the, what do you call it when you get it first? Not a real license.
Your
permit.
Yeah, there you go.
The first time I took that test, and I was like, is he okay after 2 hours and a cup of coffee, right? I don't know. I'm a teenager. I'm like, my guy's good to go. Shockingly, that was wrong, right? I mean, it's basically probably what I was basing it off of.
Every minute, dude, have a cup of coffee. All right, yeah, I feel
Hey,
better.
napped and he had coffee? That is the wrong answer.
He's good.
Yeah.
Put that man behind the wheel. Sticking with Florida, justice has been served on a man performing some extracurricular activities. We toasted him earlier today. Just for that occasion. Several witnesses reported seeing a man in a gated resort near Disney World in the middle of the day, naked from the waist down, and using a vacuum to pleasure himself. He was arrested on felony charges, but he's now been through the courts. We're bringing this back because those felony charges were reduced to misdemeanors, leaving him with a sentence of a year of probation in order to pay a fine and to undergo psychosexual evaluation.
Is he loaded?
Well, no, he used to be a champion
No, the vacuum
bodybuilder.
is.
Like, I just like there's something like he just like that dude like
He has to have some kind of clout with
there's
them.
something else going on.
They have a $271 fine, 12 months probation.
Right.
And they go see a guy who's going to tell you what you already know. Like, bro, you're weird.
No, man, that's Craig. You know, he.
Okay, I agree that for 12 months I will not publicly have sex with the vacuum cleaner.
Right, just publicly.
Public. Oh, you can have sex with the vacuum cleaner. Just do
And
it
that's
indoors.
what gets me. Why are we doing this in broad daylight? I understand how you're putting two and two together with the vacuum. Why are we?
He vacuumed his testicles. He doesn't care, man.
Who doesn't?
I mean, he's just like, let's go for it.
You don't?
What are you doing? God damn, buddy.
Is he just sitting there doing the butterfly?
I mean, just. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
I'm not you something. Brother does not care.
What's up, guys?
Your Honor, he vacuumed his testicles in his relative's front yard in the middle of the day.
That's
He doesn't care.
Would it be weirder if he had an ironing board out there? Take care of business.
Good Lord. Wild story out of New York as a 4th of July vacation turned into a horror show. A man on vacation from Vermont was swimming in the water of off Turtle Island for mere minutes before the day took a turn. He noticed that his friend was being attacked while in the water by a beaver.
Bloody beaver, they said.
They grabbed the bloody beaver and attempted to make distance between them, but they say that the beaver charged shortly after, giving the idea that he was indeed, quote, out for blood. They were able to hurl the animal far enough from them to they grabbed this bitch as far as they could out of the water.
They're not small either.
No, they're heavy, they're thick, they're dense. In order to get out of the water, as well as other patrons to avoid further injury. Due to their normal nature of avoiding us altogether, local officials believe that the animal exhibited signs of being rabid, and they're asking anybody to avoid wildlife that they observe.
Crazy beaver.
The bloody beaver that attacked you. You think he might be rabid?
Crazy.
He's been attacking a lot of stuff.
Yeah. God damn. Are you bragging about that scar, Ted?
Beaver scar?
Did you get a shark bite? Rabid beaver.
Rabid beaver.
Is he a beaver? The truck stop?
Oh yeah, Buc-ee's. Yeah,
he is. Okay.
That's a beaver. Look at
What
his
else
teeth.
did you think it might be?
I've never been to a Buc-ee's. I haven't seen the sign. I've never pulled into one. I don't know.
You've never seen the logo?
I mean, it looked like a chipmunk or something, man.
Right, there's a lot of animals that have the dominant front
I didn't know what
chompers.
Buc-ee is. I'm just asking. It's a beaver. All right.
Beavers.
You've seen a buck-toothed chipmunk.
Yeah, they're tiny.
You never
Hey, man. I'm a chipmunk.
ever taken apart an owl pellet and seen the little dentures in there?
But not when I look at the face
Stretch.
of a
We all
chipmunk.
know that's a beaver when you see those giant two teeth. Like just what you said there.
That's a beaver right now.
Could be a chipmunk.
Could be a squirrel. Could be anything.
Bucky the chipmunk. It's just in case the stories with the bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good
Your
news.
buck-tooth mouth. We go to Edmonton, Canada, where being cute pays off. Decades ago, back in 2004, a family was enjoying a Women's World Cup baseball game with their 9-month-old son. Now, while at the game, the two women seated behind them couldn't get over just how cute the chubby baby boy was and decided to have some fun. They bought the youngin' 3 50-50 lottery tickets, one of which ended up being the winner. Now, in spite of the family attempting to give the winnings back to the women, they insisted that it all go to the baby, which eventually led to the family investing it in his college fund. Now, thanks to compounding interest, the college fund has blossomed into a well of cash that is being used to fund a portion of the young man's further education.
Oh, very cool.
Family eventually reunited with the baseball fans to thank them once again.
Sorry, I Googled bucktooth animals.
What are you doing, man?
Oh, this one's it's an underbite. It makes it even
Men's Room Sports. There's more Summer League basketball on ESPN and Amazon. And the MLB All-Star Game is currently underway over on Fox. As far as your weather, did you guys like the weather today?
I did.
Yeah, pretty nice. Well, good news. Once again, we're dipping down to a low of 57 tonight with a few passing clouds, and tomorrow they're expecting plenty of sunshine and a high, once again, of 81 degrees. That's it for headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you. So I can confirm that Men's Room Beer Brats from Uli's Famous Sausage restocked as of this morning at Fremont PCC. We got tons of packs from there. Grilling tonight or anytime this week, stop on by. Lovely Jolene's coming up in seconds.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, do what you do best, and for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.